this is John Rogers reporting from the City of Five Seasons above home plate at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels will take on the Swing of the Quad Cities for Game 2 of this four-game set. The Kernels behind Stephen Merrick's 7 brilliant innings last night, and Stantrell Smith's bases-clearing triple in the Kernel 5-run second took Game 1 over the Swing 7-2. This evening, it'll be Robert Mosebach. In his 3-0 record, he'll be opposed by Swing's right-hander Corey Meacham. It's our first chance on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show to talk it over with Eric Owens. Eric is a 9-year Major League veteran who just retired a few years ago, ended his career with the Angels, and he's known as EO in the Kernel clubhouse. He's already helped a number of our young hitters through the trials and tribulations of the hardest skill to master in sport, hitting a baseball. And Eric Owens, I wanted to find out how you knew or what interested you in becoming a coach at the minor league level after those 9 years of big league play.
Well, for the majority of my career, I was a backup outfielder. I got to start for about 3 years, and so I got a lot of time on the bench observing and being able to pick coaches' brains and things like that. And I used to help my college out some when I went back when I was even in the minor leagues, just trying to get ready for the season. So, and I really felt like I could touch some guys' lives that way, and so that's the reason I got into coaching. Is I want to help guys that are at this level try to get to the big league level, and that's my whole goal is to improve these guys. Even though we want to win here in Cedar Rapids, our job as a staff is to get these guys to get to the next level with the best ability that they have.
Well, I can imagine how you'll feel when one of your hitters or position players does make it, Eric, to the big leagues. I bet you'll be just as proud then as you were when you signed your professional contract.
Oh, I definitely would be a whole lot more prouder than I was about myself. Obviously, it is it's a load off your shoulders when you do make it, even if it's just for a day, just so you can go back home and say, hey, you know what, I did make it. I put in all this hard work to make it, and I was fortunate enough to make it and stick around for quite a long time. We got a lot of good talent on this team, and right now they're raw, and sometimes you see one at bat and you're like, wow, I don't know if this kid's ever going to make it, and then the next at bat you're like, wow, maybe he's getting. That's the joy for me as a coach, being down here and watching these kids grow from at bat to at bat or day to day.
And one of the new technologies that you've really used well so far, and I'd like you to do the best you can to explain it to our listeners, Eric, is something called Dartfish. I've heard of it. I've seen it once in my life. It's cutting edge, and it's a tool that I think you've had to get used to using, even to learn how to physically use it. But could you explain how that has helped early in this season with your hitters?
Well, the thing Dartfish does is we get to videotape either right-handers or left-handers every night. We can even take the guy out in the field defensively or base running. It just depends on what we want to do for that night. Usually when there's a left-handed pitcher on the mound, we try to videotape our right-handed hitters, because obviously there's more right-handed hitters in the lineup. And when there's a right-handed pitcher, and it also depends on the dugouts here in the minor leagues. You got to figure out which side you're on and who you want to get. What we do is we videotape them, then I go back in and watch the videotape, and then what is called tagging. I can tag them and then publish them, and then I send them and I put them in a folder and I send them throughout the whole entire organization. So, if Mike Social wants to see Jordan Wren's 10 RBI night and his at-bats, then he just goes into the system and pulls up Cedar Rapids Jordan Wren's, and the videotape's there for him to watch it. So anybody in the organization, and now if I send a guy up to Rancho, Pat Rowley, then the Rancho hitting coach can just pull up Pat Rowley on a thing, and he can see what Pat Rowley was doing down here in Cedar Rapids.
Boy, that's amazing. It lends continuity to the whole system, and it's a great teaching tool, because how you've described it, Eric, is that you get a profile, a shot from the side, and so much can be learned. There's so many ways of trying to teach hitting. Bobby Magallanes says hitting a baseball is the hardest skill to learn in athletics. Teaching hitting a baseball is the second hardest thing to have to do. You're charged with that duty. On the Dartfish, is it a slow motion process? Is it a freeze frame? Is it a step-by-step? How does it work?
Well, you can go frame by frame. You can slow it down to where it's still in fast motion, but you've slowed it all the way down to where it's still one continuous at bat, and instead of frame by frame, so you can really tell what they're doing. And you can get on there and draw lines and stuff on the guy's legs or his upper body, what he's doing right, what he's doing wrong, and try to correct those things. And you draw the lines on where he should be and where he is. And we got some guys, and the biggest thing about hitting is timing. And I talked to Merv Redmond, the guy that really jump-started my career when we were in Lansing. And I told him, I said, yeah, I'm trying to work on these guys' timing first. Timing is the most important thing. If you're not on time, you can have all the great mechanics you want, and you just can't hit. So he told me, he goes, well, hopefully these guys will be working on their timing for the next 20 years because it's a day-to-day thing. Jordan Renz, night before last, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Then last night his timing was a little bit off. And it's an everyday grind to try to find that timing. That's why it is so hard to hit a baseball.
Eric Owens is with us. EO, as he's known in the clubhouse, has done a wonderful job getting to know these young Kernels and nurture them. We'll continue our South Slope Communications Triple Play show with the Kernel hitting coach, 9-year big league veteran Eric Owens in just a moment. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Eric Owens is with us for the first time. He's the Kernel hitting coach. We'll have him back again tomorrow to talk about some of his experiences in the big leagues. But, EO, let's keep talking hitting and what you're doing with these young fellas. It is not easy to teach hitting or to hit a baseball, and it's also difficult to get a guy to adapt or adjust or change because you're asking him to leave his comfort level, you're asking him to try something new, you're asking him to abandon something that maybe he was successful with. Those kind of challenges take time. The hitters have to trust you.
Yeah, it's a really hard thing to try to do is get a guy out of his comfort zone. But I think guys, I leave guys alone. I let guys come to me. Because then eventually, if they're doing well, then you don't have to say anything. Heinley Station and Brad Kuhn, I very rarely go into specific details with them because they have a good idea about what they're doing, and I think it's a good game plan. Whereas, Jordan Renz at the beginning of the year, he was really spread out. He was 0 for 11 with 9 strikeouts, and so I really took him up underneath my wing, and as of right now, he's having the best year of his career. And there's other guys, though, that I have to worry about every night, the Mark Trumbos who struggle, the Brett Martinez, and it's an everyday thing. And what I try to do is philosophically just tell them, hey, I like to get into their minds opposed to getting into their mechanics right after get going. I don't believe in major changes. I believe in minor adjustments because I think a kid's more receptacle of a minor adjustment opposed to saying, hey, we're going to put you on top of your head and let you swing the bat.
Yeah, that's virtually impossible.
Yeah, it is. What I'm trying to do as of right now, I'm trying to get Mark Trumbo going. So I'm trying to see if I can slow his lower half down and try to get him going. And the biggest thing is these kids, like you said, John, they come out of high school or college and they had success. Well, and like I tell them, this isn't high school or college anymore. This is low A ball, which is still a great league, and they're not that far away from being in the big leagues. So it's time for them to make the adjustments because the leagues do get harder the more they go up, the harder it gets, and the better the pitching gets.
EO, you talked about Merv Redmond helping you earlier in your career. For those that don't remember, Redmond had a great career with Baltimore and the Reds. He was a platoon player, a pinch hitter. When did you have a chance to talk hitting with Merv Redmond in your career?
Well, he was in San Diego in 1998, 99, 2000, and he's the one that really got Ken Caminetti started during his MVP season. He had Greg Vaughn, and obviously the notorious Tony Gwynn really lived and died by what Merv Redmond said, and I bought into it. and that's the biggest thing as a hitting coach is you got to get your kids to buy into what you're trying to say. It's almost like being a salesman and to get them to change. I mean, it's just like buying a car. You may not want to spend that extra $1,000, but do you really want to do it, or do you want to still drive what you have? And that's what I'm trying to do with our kids is slowly but surely just make the adjustments, and it takes time. And sometimes they have to give up, 12 at bats, 15 at bats, just to see if it'll work. And me as a hitting coach, I try to sit there and try to get them to do it. And after 12 at bats, I may go back and say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I don't think this is the right thing I should have done with this kid. And then I got to get other influences from Bobby and even Kern Ronan. And we have a great staff here as far as talking to each other and trying to learn pitching and hitting as a coach. You want to see what they're thinking, so you can have some kind of idea as a coach and be well-rounded as a coach instead of just being completely on hitters.
Well, Eric, this has been wonderful. I know you're waiting to help Mark Trumbo with some of his pregame work, and tomorrow we'll get back together and talk a little bit about your time in the big leagues, because I know our listeners would love to hear about some of the guys you played with, against some of your favorite stadiums, and a little bit about a good friend of yours. We'll keep that a secret from our listeners now, but a top-notch relief pitcher and you are very good friends and went to college together. We'll cover a lot of that ground tomorrow, EO. Eric, I know in the big leagues they usually give you a shiny $200 watch for a visit. Here in Cedar Rapids, we have the best equivalent we have to that is a $5 gift certificate to any of our Zio Giano's spaghetti houses. Perfect pasta, homemade bread. You'll enjoy a visit to Zio Giano's, Eric, and we'll have you again tomorrow and pick up where we left off.
Well, thank you, John. And one thing about it, you can't eat jewelry. I can eat at Zio Giano's.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that. That's very, very true. Eric Owens, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. He'll join us again tomorrow, as I say, to talk about his experiences as a major leaguer. Up next, Game 2 starting lineups, Kernels and Quad City. Stand by. I'll have them next here on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Good Wednesday evening, Eastern Iowa. We're at Veterans Memorial Stadium in the City of Five Seasons, where the kids from Regis Middle School are celebrating in 300 strong in their red sweatshirts and gold letters. The Kernels will be taking on the swing of the Quad Cities here tonight. Game 2 of a 4-game series that saw the Kernels turn back the St. Louis Cardinal minor leaguers behind Stephen Merrick last night, 7-2. I think our stretch of lousy weather is behind us. It is a nice evening, 73 degrees, a pretty brisk breeze blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole as the Cost Cutters Dream Team kids take the field from Regis Middle School. I'm John Rogers, and I'm set to bring you the starting lineups for this game between the Kernels, who are 19-20. The Kernel record is 19-20, fourth place in the 8-team Western Division standings, and the swing of the Quad Cities. They're tied for 7th at 15-21, 4.5 games out of first. The skipper for the swing is Keith Mitchell. He's the cousin of former National League MVP Kevin Mitchell, and Keith played for the 1991 National League champion Atlanta Braves. Leading off, a speedster for the swing at third base, he played second last night, Daniel Nelson. Jose Martinez will be at second base, and Jose will hit second. Batting third for Quad City, the center fielder, Colby Rasmus. Colby is fourth in the league in hits. He has 43 hits in just 36 games. Randy Roth, the slugging first baseman for the Swing, will hit cleanup. Roth is tops in the league with 11 home runs and second to our Jordan Renz in RBIs with 32. He was robbed of 2 RBI hits last night by Heinle Stacia and Brad Kuhn at short and center, respectively. Brandon Yarborough will catch. He'll bat 5th for the Swing. He's ninth in the league in hitting with a .316 average. 19-year-old Bryan Anderson was behind the plate last night for the Swing. He serves as their DH this evening with his .321 average, 6th highest in the league. Bryan Anderson, a 19-year-old prospect for the Cardinals, will serve as the DH. Chad Gabriel will be in right field and hit 7th for the Swing. The Quad City shortstop, a former Kansas City Royal and Cleveland Indian property, Luis Cotto. And batting 9th, Casey Roulette in left field for the Swing. On the hill for Quad City is right-hander Corey Meacham, M-E-A-C-H-A-M. Corey's 21 years old from Alabama Southern Community College, 6'1", 185, a Cardinal 37th round pick last year. Corey Meacham from Alabama Southern Community College. Corey's 1-2 on the year, a 5.57 ERA. He's making his 6th start of the year with no complete games. The Kernels starting lineup is brought to you by Allen Motor Company. Allen's is open late till 9 o'clock tomorrow, and your first year's maintenance is free at Allen's if you purchase a 2005 Buick LeSabre, a 2005 Buick Century, or a 2006 Buick Rendezvous. Visit Allen Motor Company's spectacular campus, I-380 Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. Allen's is open late until 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Here's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Leading off, switch-hitting shortstop, Heinle Stacia. Brad Kuhn will bat second. He's in center. Brad pilfered 2 bases last night. His 14 steals lead the Midwest League. Batting third in right field for the Kernels, Jordan Renz, second in the league to Randy Roth of the Swing in homers with 9. Renz leads the Midwest League with 35 RBIs. Batting cleanup in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, Dallas Morris at third base. Travis Schlichting will serve as the DH tonight, and he'll bat 5th. Hitting 7th, he had the big blow in the Kernel 7-2 win last night, a bases-clearing 3-run triple, and then he scored when the relay throw was mishandled. Stantrell Smith scored all the way from the plate, rounded the bases, and drove in 3 runs with his bases-clearing triple in the second. Stantrell is batting 6th and will be in left field. First baseman Mark Trumbo will bat 7th. Mark visited the 2 schools with us in our Toyota Financial Services Cedar Rapids Gazette, Culver's Frozen Custard and Butterburger, and Bloomsbury Farm reading program. Mark was up early this morning, and he accompanied us to Wright Elementary School and Truman Elementary. Mark Trumbo hit 7th at first base. Marco Albano had 3 hits in the Kernel win last night. He'll bat 8th in the Allen Motor Company order and play second base. And batting 9th, he's been struggling with the bat, is Brett Martinez. And to take some pressure off Brett, Bobby Magallanes has tucked him into that number 9 slot in the Allen Motor Company order. Martinez catches and bats 9th. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company starting lineup on the mound is Moose Mosebach. 3-0 on the year, a 2.81 ERA. Moose is 21 years old, 9th-round pick of the Angels in 2005 out of Hillsborough Community College in Tampa. That's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. The Kernels are taking the field, and they're welcomed by their Cost Cutters Dream Team members from Regis Middle School. Anderson & Brown Eye Care sponsors our umpires. Things are coming into focus at Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Their new location makes it easy in, easy out. Boyson Road in Hiawatha. Anderson & Brown Eye Care has evening and Saturday hours for your convenience, and the entire building and exam rooms are wheelchair accessible. Full-service comprehensive eye care at Anderson & Brown Eye Care. You can have your eyes examined and then choose your contact lenses and or glasses right on site at Anderson & Brown Eye Care, where things are coming into focus. Robert Moose Mosebach is about to sprint out of the Kernel first base dugout to the hill, and It's a wonderful scene down below with the sun shining, 73 degrees. The Kernels trying to go 2-0 on this 8-game homestand and pull themselves back up to the 500 mark. A color guard is they are marching out from the first base line towards the center of the diamond. Everyone's standing attention as the colors are presented. We also have a group of kids, girls and boys from Regis Middle School. They're in tan khaki slacks and red pullover sweatshirts with gold letters that spell out Regis. They're going to be singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's join the public address system for a word from Wendy's and then the introduction of the singing chorale from Regis.
As a proud supporter of our troops stationed here abroad, Wendy's is pleased to present their national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join in the singing of the national anthem. It is being performed this evening by the 8th grade chorus from Radio School, directed by Susan May.
Fantastic job by the kids from Regis. Regis Middle School is our featured school this evening. Shortly we'll hear from their principal, Rick Blackwell. The colors are being retired. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members from Regis Middle School continue to stand at attention. And the colors being retired as the 4 veterans from the Legion Post are marching towards the backstop. Mr. Shucks is on the field near home plate. And now the colors have been retired here at the ballpark. We're at 73 degrees, sunshine, a brisk breeze blowing in from left center field towards the first base line. We had action this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, and Brad Dunn. This afternoon at Coors Field in Denver, the Dodgers edged Colorado 3-2. 3-2 Dodgers today at Coors Field. That's the only final from this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We have exciting news that was released by Colonel COO Doug Nelson earlier today. The finale of this homestand is this Tuesday, May 23rd, and the Miller Mezzanine will be open to the public for our game at noon. For just $11, you can enjoy the game from the premier spot here at Veterans Memorial Stadium above the Colonel First Base dugout with a fantastic view of the skyline, the scoreboard, and the field. The Miller Mezzanine Terrace will be open to you, the public, on Tuesday, May 23rd. The gates open at 11, and we would suggest that you call early so that you can buy a ticket for just $11. That price of the ticket doesn't include food and beverage. However, the Mezzanine's full-service bar will be open, and you great Colonel fans will have access to concession stands located on the concourse. The number to call to purchase your ticket for the noon start on Tuesday, the homestand finale, 896-7560. 896-7560. Moose Mosebach last pitched Friday night in our series opener at Alliant Energy Field in Clinton. It was a Kernels 7-6 loss. Moose was not involved in the decision. He went 6 innings, and the right-hander gave up 6 runs on 11 hits in 6 innings, struck out 1, and walked 3. Moose is standing in brilliant, bright sunshine. Boy, that almost seems like a foreign object up there in the sky. We haven't seen the sun here in eastern Iowa for, I'd say 8 or 10 days, and it does have an effect on you. My sister lives in Seattle, where oftentimes they go weeks without seeing the sun, and the damp, dreary conditions in Seattle sometimes lead to a disorder known as seasonal affective disorder. You actually get a little bit depressed because you're not able to enjoy the sunlight. And we're glad to have the sun here this evening as Daniel Nelson will lead off for the swing. Quad Cities' record is 15-21. They're 7-12 at John O'Donnell Stadium and 8-9 on the road. Daniel Nelson homered last night off starter Stephen Merrick. That home run came leading off the third, and then Daniel walked leading off the 5th inning. He's a switch hitter with good speed, 5'11", 180. Batting .248 is Daniel Nelson. The first pitch from Moose is a strike call to fastball. And we're underway. 73 degrees, our game time temperature. Dallas Morris is cheating in on the edge of the grass at third as Daniel Nelson, the switch hitter batting left, backs away from a slider inside, and that's ball 1. Nelson's home run in the third last night is second of the year. He bounces one to short. Heinley Stacia has it, throws in time to get Daniel Nelson. Heinley Stacia has fielded so well all season at shortstop. He's only made 7 errors, and he had to a couple of quick steps to his right to field that ground ball, and there's one out here in the swing first inning. The batter is Jose Martinez. Jose didn't play last night. He's a right-handed hitter, and he takes low for ball 1. Martinez is from Venezuela. And in Johnson City last year, he hit .300. He's batting .227 in 14 games this year. He cuts on a fastball and lifts it down the right field line, and it drifts away from Jordan Renz. Jordan on the run on a dead sprint with the wind carrying it away from him, makes the catch in fair ground. Jordan Renz with a very fine catch. Jordan had to shift into the highest gear he has, and he sprinted hard to his left. The ball was tailing away from him off the bat of the right-handed hitter, plus the wind was blowing it away from Jordan, the wind coming across the diamond from left to right, but Renz made the catch, and now Moose Mosebach delivers a strike called to Colby Rasmus. Fine play in right field by Jordan Renz to take an extra base hit away from Martinez. Mosebach misses upstairs for ball 1 to Colby Rasmus, 19 years old, from Alabama, Cardinal first-round pick last year. Ball 2 is low and away. Colby was 2 for 3 last night, scored on a pass ball in the swing 2-run second inning. Those were the only 2 runs they scored, the home run by Nelson and the pass ball. A line shot, jackhammered into the right field corner, fair at the base of the 325 mark. Renz's strong throw to second is over the head of Stacia. Heinley has to back up on it, and he catches it, and it's a double for Colby Rasmus. Colby Rasmus has his 3rd hit of this series. It's his 44th hit of the year. He leads the swing in hits, and he's in scoring position for Randy Roth. This is a very good Quad City hitting team. They're 3rd in the league with a .262 average, 3rd highest in the league. They're 4th in the league in home runs. The Kernels are 3rd in the league in home runs. Randy Roth leads the league in home runs. He's the batter. And Moose Mosebach steps off the rubber. Randy Roth hitting .297, had an RBI hit taken away from him in the first last night, deep in the hole by Heinley Stacia. Had an extra base hit and a couple of runs driven in, taken away from him on a sensational catch by Brad Kuhn in the 3rd inning in center field. Ball 1 just missed outside to Randy Roth. Runner at second, and Roth lifts it straight up into the air. This will be an adventure with the wind blowing. The second baseman and shortstop come together, and it's Heinley Stacia who cuts in front of Marco Albano and caught it just to the right of the mound. Boy, it's good to see a guy take charge like that. Heinley Stacia took charge, and with the wind swirling like it is tonight, that was not an easy play. Randy Roth pops out to the right of the mound between the hill and second, and the shortstop, Heinley Stacia, caught it. No runs in the first for the swing. One hit, a two-out double by Rasmus. There were no Colonel errors, and the swing leave a runner aboard. And after one half inning, it's the swing nothing, and the Kernels coming to bat. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 new Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet him. Well, it's nice how he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds.
Gotcha.
Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Right-hander Corey Meacham previously worked back on May 8th, Monday, May 8th, so he has had a long layoff. He pitched 4 innings up in Appleton, Wisconsin, did the Quad City right-hander Meacham. A no decision in a swing 7-2 triumph over the Timber Rattlers back on Monday, May 8th. Meacham pitched well. He went 4 innings, allowed no runs on 4 hits, struck out 3, walked none. The Kernels, clad in their white home uniforms with red socks, red numbers, and red lettering that spells Kernels in big block red letters across their chests, send Heinley Stacia first up here in the first inning. And Meacham wings in a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Heinley, a switch hitter batting left, batting .283, no homers, 9 RBIs, and he chops one to shallow second on 2 hops, charging Jose Martinez on to first for the out. Heinley Stacia retired on a topper to the second baseman who charged in to get it on the second hop. 1 away here in the Colonel first inning. And the Colonel hitter now, left-handed batting, Brad Kuhn. Brad had a good night last night. He was 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, a pair of walks, a run scored, and 2 stolen bases. Ball 1 delivered low to Brad. Way in on the grass at third, only about 75 feet from home plate, is Daniel Nelson. He is really shortened up to guard against a bunt. Meacham misses low for ball 2. The wind is a factor here. It's blowing hard from left center field towards the first base line. This swing right-hander, Corey Meacham, is 1-1 and lost 2 in 5 starts. In 21 innings, he's given up 24 hits, struck out only 9, walked 10. And he falls behind Brad Kuhn, 3-0. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Kernels have a 10-6 record at home this spring. That's good. Strike 1 at the knees to Brad Kuhn. .281 hitter, no homers, 12 RBIs. Daniel Nelson remains way in at third base. The left fielder, Casey Roulette, is very shallow. Colby Rasmus is shifted way around into left center for Kuhn. Ball 4 taken low and outside by the Colonel leading base stealer, who's tops in the Midwest League in that department, Brad Kuhn. Kuhn has 14 steals and 20 tries. The Kernels are facing a swing pitching staff that's ranked 11th in the 14-team Midwest League with a 4.07 ERA. Corey Meacham, his ERA 5.57. The league hitting .279 against him. Jordan Renz, with 9 homers and a league-high 35 RBIs, takes inside ball 1. Renz nothing for 3 with the base on balls last night. It was 2 nights ago in Clinton in the 18-14 Lumber King win that Jordan tied the Midwest League record for RBIs in one game with 10. A 2-run double, a pair of 2-run homers, and a grand slam. Kuhn dives back in hand first as Corey Meacham throws over there. The swing uniforms are one of a kind. Texas burnt orange hats, burnt orange Texas jerseys, burnt orange socks. Swing and a tip foul by Jordan, strike 1. And then the numbers on those burnt orange jerseys, Carolina, North Carolina, baby blue. They wear gray pants. Boy, that wind is really whipping across left to right very hard. I wonder if it'll calm down after the sun sets. Sun shining brightly. A throw to first, and Kuhn just got back head first. It's Regis Middle School night here at the ballpark, and they have over 300 students, teachers, and parents. There goes Brad. Now he stops. A double play ball to short. Cotto feeds Martinez one on to first for the twin killing. Jordan Renz ends the Colonel first by bouncing into a 6-4-3 twin killing. And the Colonels in the first inning, no runs, no hits, a walk. There were no swing errors. They turn a double play to end the Colonel first inning. And after one, the swinging Colonels, no score. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. To you, Susan Smith, Giuseppe Florentina. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
There we go. That's the voice of a well-known educator here in Cedar Rapids, a wonderful guy, human being. He serves this community so well. Rick Blackwell is from Regis Middle School, and Rick, you shared the phenomenal turnout from your school for this ball game.
Yeah, we sold 337 tickets tonight, which is up about 80 tickets from what we did last year. So they must have had a great time last year.
That's fabulous. Brandon Yarborough leads off the swing second and conks one right past the hill into center. Brad Kuhn gets it back in, and Brandon Yarborough adds to his .316 average with a ground ball base hit up the middle. That's the second hit for the swing off Moose Mosebach. Now he'll face 19-year-old left-handed hitting DH Bryan Anderson. Anderson hitting .321. A double play ball to second. The only play will... Whoa, what
nice
a great
play.
What a great backhanded flip by Albano to get the lead runner You said it, Rick. Albano had to charge that little weakly hit grounder by Bryan Anderson, and then almost like you and I grew up in the era of pinball machines, almost like a flipper.
Yep.
Albano flipped it behind him.
Yep, flipped it right behind him. Got the lead man. That's the goal.
And Bryan Anderson legs out a fielder's choice, and the play went 4-6. Albano to Stacia. A weak roller to third. The only play for Dallas Morris is to glove it and throw the batter out. Chad Gabriel. Well, you don't see too often, Rick, that the first three hitters in an inning swing at the first pitch. That's what's happened.
Well, they sawed the bat off on that one.
Yes, Chad Gabriel sure did break his bat. He rolled out weakly to third. Luis Cotto, the batter, as Bryan Anderson advanced to second. Rick Blackwell, thanks for all the organizing you do, along with Andrea Murphy, our director of ticketing and group outings. That is a marvelous turnout. Now, are your folks I saw your 8th grade chorus in those sharp-looking red sweatshirts with the gold lettering and the khaki pants. There's a lot of school pride at Regis.
Yes, there is. It's just a wonderful place to be. We've increased in the numbers each year, and yet yet our test scores keep going up. And there's got to be a place for them to stop. But we have great parental support and great kids, and I have some really good teachers. I got to tell you, Teresa Broghammer, who works out here at the ballpark, is one of our teachers, and she's sort of the instigator of getting us out here.
Oh, that's great.
It's been a really nice thing for Teresa to do the last couple of years. Very nice.
Thank you for recognizing her, Rick. Luis Cotto swung at a pitch over his head for strike one, then a check swing bouncer into the Colonel first base dugout. Runner at second, Anderson. Cotto takes a breaking pitch low and away. Rick Blackwell is the principal at Regis Middle School. Rick, what's your enrollment? Grades what through what at Regis?
We have grades 6 through 8. This year we have 419. Next year we're looking to move up to about 427, 428. We're graduating, we have a good group of kids that are leaving, about 150 or so, but we've got 161 sixth graders coming in. And so we look to be moving. The next couple of years, we'll go down a little bit, and the next year's enrollment, then we'll go up about 160. So, 6 years ago when we started, we had 339.
Wow, that's something.
So we're up about 90 students. 80 students this year, be 90 students next year.
And here's a breaking pitch that just missed Luis Cotto to even the count to Cotto, 2-2. Luis is a .311 hitter in 11 games, and he has a pronounced open stance, bats from a low crouch. He's at the plate with 2 away, and Bryan Anderson at second. Oh. And a pass ball off the glove of Brett Martinez ricochets halfway up the first baseline. Brett calls time, and I don't know if he was crossed up, Rick, or whether you know baseball as well as anyone. That wind is going to play a factor in this game. I wonder if that pitch fluttered in the wind and caught Brett off guard.
I think it was up a little bit too, which that shadow's tough.
It is. Something has clipped the plate umpire in the hand, so Eric Munson is out to bandage up our plate umpire. It's ball 3 to Luis Cotto. Now, Rick,
got him on the chin.
Yes, it did. Of those 160 graduating 8th graders, what percent will go to Xavier? 100%?
Oh, we got probably about 92%.
Good.
We have a lot of kids that will go to Kennedy and also to Washington, but the vast majority will end up over at Xavier.
Rick, I'm going to name some of the elementary schools that are kind enough to invite us to come to talk to them in our Toyota Financial Services Gazette summer reading program. We have a delay in the action as the plate umpire's chin is split open a little bit, and he's being tended to by Eric Munson, the Colonel trainer, probably going to apply what's called a butterfly to it to try to squeeze the skin together and keep it from bleeding too profusely. So Moose Mosebach is going to stay loose by playing catch with his battery mate, Brett Martinez. Rick, I'm going to name schools that we visit, and you tell me, please, if you would, if they feed into Regis.
Okay.
St. Jude's.
St. Jude's is over with the Holy Family System. They feed into LaSalle.
Okay.
Right.
We go to All Saints.
Right. All Saints is one of our contributing schools. Yep.
We go to St. Pius.
Yep. That's another. That's probably our largest one right now.
We go to St. Matthew.
Yep. St. Matthew's are the highest percentage of students out of 5th grade. Go to Regis, which is an exciting thing because they're one of the smaller schools. But we get numbers from there all the time, and I have great pride in that because that's the parish I belong to.
Well, we're visiting tomorrow with our reading program, and I think Joe Wolf is the principal there.
Yeah, he is. He's been there forever.
Great guy.
Sorry, Joe. He's a great guy. We sort of feed off of one another.
Well, that's neat.
He's the strong, silent type.
Yes, he is. He has his kids sing to us when we come every spring, Rick. This delay is because the plate umpire is... I don't know, Rick, do you think he got clipped by that pass ball?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he got hit in the masker right underneath his chin, and he walked over and was sort of leaning over a bit. So I can see him standing in the dugout down there, though.
Here comes Bobby Magianis.
Yeah, they're bringing in the other umpire.
It must be pretty serious, then.
Call down and tell him I'm ready.
Rick,
are you nuts?
Well, okay. The only reason I say that is Jack Rader has his a tough decision now. You can put a player... Ron Klein is directing something. The Colonel Equipment Manager getting involved again where... well, I'll withhold comment. Rick Blackwell is with us, the principal. And what they're going to do, Rick, is have the base umpire change into his home plate gear.
And then can't they have one of their players designate?
If our plate umpire is unable to continue, and it looks like they're going to have to stitch him up, they do... In the past, George Spelius, our league president, has had to have a player be the base umpire, and they alternate each inning.
Right.
So that may be what happens. It's unfortunate. We're going to call the delay at 6:49, so it's been 3 minutes. Actually, we'll call it 6:48, so it's been... No, 6:49 is when action was halted here. And apparently the plate umpire has had his chin split open with that pass ball hitting him in the chin. And the Colonel Equipment Manager, right in knowing what the situation is, called the base umpire off. And he's telling one of our season ticket holders, Ann Hearn, that they're going to flip-flop and that the base umpire will be the plate umpire. Rick, have you ever umpired?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to be in charge of over 500 softball teams in the Cedar Rapids area when I worked for the Recreation Commission.
I didn't know that.
I did that from 1980 to 1984, and then, of course, because I was in charge of the softball program, I was also in charge of all of the umpires, and so I probably had about 60 guys that worked for me, guys and gals that worked for me.
Well, then you can relate to what a wonderful service umpires are
tremendous
at every level.
Yeah, I had some good friends that umpired at the Spencer Thomas was an umpire for a long time. He did the Midwest League many years ago, and I thought the guys did a really good job when the regular guys weren't here. That's a difficult situation to come in.
And Rick, the regular guys are still under labor strife.
Yeah.
That hasn't been settled.
Oh, that hasn't been settled here at this level?
At any level of professional baseball.
No.
It was ratified by their representatives, but then when it went to the vote, it was unanimously rejected the offer. So we are still...
I didn't realize that.
Yes, we're still using independent umpires.
Then they're still doing a good job.
They are. They're doing a great job, and we hope that our independent umpire in the dugout is all right. He is being tended to by Eric Munson. My guess is that he's going to have stitches, and that Eric Munson, with his butterfly bandage treatment. John Campbell from TV9, interestingly enough, is covering the story by his camera right next to the Colonel dugout, and it looks like quite a few of the Colonels are trying to console and lift the spirits of the independent plate umpire, who had his chin, I think, split open by that pass ball off the glove of Brett Martinez. I'm sure Brett feels terrible about it.
Yep.
The pass ball allowed Bryan Anderson to go from second to third, and Colonel right-hander Moose Mosebach has stopped throwing for right now. He's in the dugout. Now he pops out of the dugout. So the delay will continue until the base umpire is able to change into his home plate gear, and then we'll see, Rick, as you said, it's a distinct possibility a extra player from each team will be on the bases. That's what the rules call for.
Yeah. How would you like to have a nickname, Moose?
And he wears it with such pride. Rick, we all remember Moose Skowron, the great player for the Yankees and White Sox. The Brewers had a pretty good right-hander in the early 70s, Moose Haas. And I asked Robert Mosebach after his second start, I said, Robert, are you sure you want me to refer to you as Moose all the time? And he just beamed with pride. It's a family name.
It is.
It's his grandfather was nicknamed Moose. His father went by Moose, and it is a distinctive name. He came, Moose Mosebach, to schools with us about 3 weeks ago to promote our reading program, Rick, and the kids got a big kick out of that name.
Well, it's good that he's at the size he is, rather than being 4'7".
Exactly. Rick, while we have a few minutes, would you educate us on a great educational program you've started throughout the years at Regis that teaches your kids the value of math and statistics in a unique, fun way?
Yeah, what we do is we take, kids just have a problem with decimal points. They have a problem with fractions and things. But many of the kids just love baseball. So what we do is we talk the kids through what, if you go 1 for 4 at the plate, what are you batting?
They figure your batting average.
We figure all batting average. Our kids know, their kids in the class, by they get done with the class, they know how to do earned run average. They know how to do batting average, on base percentage. They know about balls and strikes and the percentage of the pitches that are thrown as balls and strikes. The kids come out here in the spring and keep a sheet, and then at the end of the year we collect them. This past summer I did it I'm proud to say, had 8 students who were in summer school with me, and we came out to the ball game. We had an absolute blast, and the kids sort of understand a little bit more about what statistics are.
Yeah,
they
can relate to it.
They can relate to it,
yeah,
and they can understand. They get a little bit 250. They're batting 250. Now they're only batting 25%, and so they get to see how those things relate to one another. It's nice.
Rick, how long have you used this innovative program, and have you shared it with any other middle schools?
Well, a lot of schools do that in their independent math classes, and I think in education there's nothing that's ever new. You just it revamps itself and comes back in a little bit different style, and we just happen to use it at a time when our kids needed it, and so our current math teachers will use it now in the math class on a regular basis. Sometimes when the students are just coming into the classroom, we have what's called bell time, and that'll be the first 3 minutes of the class. They'll figure out somebody's batting average, or we'll take what I used to do when I had the kids during the summer. I'd take the Kernels stat box, their box score, and I'd set it up there and say, okay, figure everybody's batting average. It was nice, and we get to know a little bit about the names and things. And
boy, Rick,
it's fun.
Your kids, from all accounts, really buy into it.
They do. They buy into it really well. It's really funny how they then we do flip cards and things on it. It's really funny how that by the end of the year that they talk about, we start out with baseball and then they're going, oh geez, and then we're going to do math, oh geez, and then we combine the two, and it becomes a great thing. Another thing that we do is we use baseball for the history of the United States.
Oh, you do that as well?
And I tell you what, it's just an outstanding thing. You can see how the United States has changed, with the integration of blacks into the baseball, and it's just a wonderful thing. It works out really well for us. And it would for everybody.
Well, you bet.
It would for everybody.
Rick Blackwell, the principal of Regis Middle School, is with us. We've been delayed now by 10 full minutes with the independent umpire splitting his chin open on a pass ball that deflected off the mid of Colonel catcher Brett Martinez and struck the independent umpire right in the chin, and he's probably being sent to a local emergency room for stitches, and they whisked away the independent base umpire to change into his gear, his home plate umpiring gear. John Campbell will have a lead story tonight.
He'll have something
on the TV9 News, whether the Kernels win or lose this evening. The umpiring situation, a lead story. And let's remind you, as it's just turned 7 o'clock here in the City of Five Seasons, that the Kernels are being heard right here on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids. Rick Blackwell, the principal from Regis Middle School, is with us. And Rick, I wanted you to talk a little bit about the phenomenal success of the Catholic schools here in Cedar Rapids, not only with the test scores, those are always, those have been high, but why are the test scores high?
Well, I think that we're dealing with some, we have a different clientele. We're not the public schools. We take all students. There of course are some students that just because of some disabilities they have that can't be in the classroom. I think that we just have, we have a lot of, our students are there because their parents wanted to be there.
Yes,
and And the parents have pretty high expectations, and so you just can't come home and say, I'm not going to do my homework, or you can't come home and say, I don't like this class. The parents will say, too bad, let's buckle down and let's get it done. And so I think that's a great advantage that we have. I don't think that there's a whole lot of thing. I think there's some absolutely wonderful teachers in the Cedar Rapids School District.
Yes.
I was in the Cedar Rapids School District for 15 years as a teacher and a coach, and my daughters both graduated from the Cedar Rapids School District.
Yes. Because
of some timing and things. It's just that I think our clientele is just a little bit different. One of the things I do want to talk about, though, is I just went out to Atlanta, Georgia for the National Catholic Education Association Conference.
Oh.
We in Iowa have no idea how good we have it. And I'm not just just sitting here, saying this because I'm from Cedar Rapids, but I talk with people from Kentucky and Tennessee and the state of Washington and New York, and we have all the schools in the Cedar Rapids area have a wonderful system called Center Point, which is brought to us by Grant Wood AEA, about being able to report our kids' classroom activities and things to all the parents, and having very open lines of communication. And there's still places, believe it or not, in the United States where it's all done on paper, And I had an opportunity to be a presenter for NCS Pearson out of Cedar Rapids here, and it was wonderful. It was just an eye opener to really say how good we have it. School in Kentucky that we were talking to, the teacher was just excited, the math teacher, because she was going to be able to get a new math books, and we asked her how old they were, and she said, well, I think the newest one is 20 years old. And I look out over here, and I look at these factories in the background, and you got a great view up here.
Oh, Rick, we rave about it almost nightly. Rick Blackwell is with us, the principal from... Hey, our independent umpire is reappearing as the base umpire.
There you go.
Wow, that takes some courage and gumption. Our plate umpire, who split his chin open on a pass ball, is hustling out to the diamond. Moose Mosebach will be given ample time to crank it up, and the base umpire is now behind the plate. And Rick, I didn't mean to interrupt your analogy about the skyline and factories and the how well we have it here.
Yeah, it's just this is a great place to be. We have great weather. So it just makes me proud. When we were down there, it just makes me proud because we're able to tell people things that we deal with. Just a small bit of what those people have to deal with, and Catholic education in Cedar Rapids is growing. I mean, throughout eastern Iowa, we've been very fortunate, but in Cedar Rapids, it's continued to grow at almost every single school. We do have one or two schools where the population is down a little bit, but I really think that can be taken care of. We're unique here in that all of our schools act independently. When you're talking about the situation with All Saints and St. Matthew's and St. Pius, we're all separate corporations.
And here's the first pitch the 3-2 pitch to Cotto, and he fouls it off his fist. The delay was 15 minutes from 6:49 to 7:04 to flip-flop the umpires, and it's a 3-2 count on Luis Cotto, runner at third. 2 out here in the second inning. Cotto hits it sharply to short. Stacia looks it into his glove, throws in time. Luis Cotto has grounded out to short to end the swing second inning. No runs. 1 hit, a leadoff single for Quad City. There were no Kernel errors. The swing leave a runner at third. They've stranded a pair. Rick Blackwell will continue his visit with us, the principal at Regis Middle School, before he has to head out for a volleyball event. After an inning and a half, it's the swing nothing, the Kernels nothing. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
With spring comes a sound we're all familiar with, lawnmowers. The Solid Waste and Recycling Department encourages you to mulch your grass this year, though instead of bag. It's a practice known as grass cycling. Why grass cycling? Well, it saves time because you don't have to rake or bag your grass clippings. But it also saves money because those clippings contain essential nutrients, reducing your need for expensive fertilizers. Best of all, grass cycling helps to save landfill space. Do your part. Grass cycle. This message from the Solid Waste and Recycling Department.
Has your spring planting been delayed by uncertain weather? Well, you can get started with your spring planting with a visit to Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the very best plant selection and all the expert advice you'll need to make your plants grow their very best, visit Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are bursting with colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio plants, and blooming annuals. Peck's has the newest best bloomers for sunny and shady areas and the best producing tomato, vegetable, and herb plants. If your spring planting includes new landscaping, contact Peck's for an estimate. Choose your landscaping plants and trees from Peck's acres of expertly cared for trees, shrubs, evergreens, and perennial plants. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where Peck's knowledgeable staff of experts is ready to answer your plant and gardening questions. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, celebrating 50 years of growing with our community. They're at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast. Peck's. We're going to continue our visit with Rick Blackwell, the principal of Regis Middle School. And I forgot, Rick, another great Catholic school that we visited earlier this spring, and you can tell me where those kids go. St. Ludmilla.
Oh, St. Ludmilla. They're in the Holy Family system also.
Wonderful school.
It's a wonderful school. And Janet brings her kids out here every single year. They were just out here recently. I think.
They were.
They have a good turnout.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Ball
nice people.
Ball one inside to Dallas Morris. Dallas leading off the second against 6'1" right-hander Corey Meacham from South Alabama Community College. A late swing and a miss by Dallas. Strike one. Dallas, 0-for-4 last night, is batting .237 on the year. 3 homers, 14 RBIs.
And how about that baseball and softball at Coe College? Did you get to come out and watch any of that baseball, or were you guys out of town?
We were out of town, but you're right, Rick. They are going to the baseball team and the softball teams are going to the NCAA tournaments.
Yep.
Here's a bouncer chop to Bobby Magianis, coaching at third. The Colonel skipper lobs it up to a fan in the grass slope seating berm. And Jack Rader told me the co-baseball coach Steve Cook used to play for the Cedar Rapids Reds.
Yeah,
he was
Cedar Rapids Reds, a long time ago.
Pro baseball player,
Yeah, long time ago.
That is wonderful news, Rick, about the co-softball and baseball teams.
You know, Bob Timmons there is a hit.
A curve, and that's what it is. A base hit into center by Dallas Morris, the first Colonel hit of the evening. It comes in the bottom of the second inning. Dallas Morris didn't try to overpower it. He just lofted it into center, a one-hopper in front of Colby Rasmus. And Rick Blackwell, you just uttered a name of a guy who I've never met, Bob Timmons.
Bob Timmons, great guy. Great guy. He played back in the welterweight days of softball when they were the national world champions. Fast pitch out of Cedar Rapids.
Okay. Now, there is a fast pitch Hall of Fame in Ellis Park, I believe.
Yes, fast pitch and slow pitch.
That's neat.
Yeah, with the 16-inch. They have a tournament every spring to celebrate that. And Cedar Rapids fans that like baseball or softball need to step out. There's quite a few wonderful names that are in that inside that facility.
Ball one low to Travis Schlichting. Now a swing and a tip foul at the feet of the catcher, Brandon Yarborough. We're in the bottom of the second. No score. Game 2 between the Kernels and the St. Louis Cardinal minor leaguers. The swing of the Quad Cities. Rick, it's always interesting to hear from a guy who has an appreciation of all things, history, math, education, sports. What do you think of the swing uniforms?
They're interesting. I didn't know we went to Texas.
Here's a throw to first, and Morris just gets back. You're referring, of course, to the burnt orange hats, shirts, and socks, and then coupled with Carolina baby blue letters.
Yeah, I wonder what their home uniforms are like.
Very similar.
Very similar?
Yes, same color scheme.
Yeah. I have a question for you that I do not have the answer. You know, Xavier High School has a young man playing at I believe he's playing AAA level now. How's he doing?
I've heard from, and I always, because folks here know I work for the Kernels, I overhear things at the Y and at the barber shop that Ryan Sweeney's doing very well.
Good.
And on the cusp of a call-up.
Oh, no kidding.
I've heard that. Thanks, Rick, for asking.
Cusp of a call-up with the world champion.
That's right. There goes the runner. A pitch low and away. The throw to second is in time. A head-first slide by Dallas Morris, and the peg was right on the money. Jose Martinez took the throw from Brandon Yarborough for the caught stealing. It went 2-4.
I realize we're pretty early in the innings here, but wait till you hear the guys sing the 7th inning stretch.
We can't wait, Rick. I got a note from Andrea Murphy, our director of ticketing and group outing, saying, John, Rick Blackwell will be with you, and during the 7th inning, I want you to tell us what the fans can... There's ball 4 to Schlichting as the 3-1 pitch was in the dirt. Travis draws the second walk issued by right-hander Corey Meacham. 1 on, 1 out here in the second, no score. What do the fans have to look forward to, Rick, without spoiling the surprise?
Well, what we have is we have a group of young men under the direction of Sume that have decided to do a little bit of barbershop type stuff.
Yes!
And they did it out here last year, different group, and but this year we have some added incentive in that they've had a little bit of training with the Cedar Rapids Harmony Hawks. They came and, got another steal here.
Yes, the runner goes, the pitch in the dirt, and Travis Schlichting goes to second. It'll be a wild pitch charge to Corey Meacham. I don't think Travis will be credited with a stolen base as Stantrell Smith took it in the dirt, ball 1.
Well, they, we had the 7th and 8th graders over to Mount Mercy who do a lot of sharing with us, and over there in the auditorium, and we brought in these guys who were these world-class barbershop people, and they pulled 4 of our kids up on stage, and it was just phenomenal. Most people would say current 7th and 8th grade students listening to barbershop, they're going to be bored, they're going to be yawning. I tell you what, our kids were just absolutely attentive. The guys walked out of there and said, "Oh my goodness, what a place to be." And we're very fortunate in that. And here's a big difference too with Regis is that we don't require band or choir. We offer it. And 72% of our kids at the school are involved in band and or choir.
That's phenomenal.
It's a phenomenal number.
That is a credit to their parents for
absolutely
making it a priority, and to the kids for being willing to try it.
Oh, exactly. And a lot of them continue on. I don't know. Before the game, I realized the fans on the radio couldn't hear it, but had our 6th grade jazz band out here playing, and our 7th and 8th grade jazz band. And what was nice was that a lot of people who have no idea who our kids are were just standing around applauding them, and
that is
made those kids feel good.
Well, and as well it should. Ball 3 is low to Stantrell Smith. It's 3-0 to the Colonel right-handed hitting left fielder. And he lays off a pitch in the dirt. It squirts by the catcher, Yarborough, and that sends Travis Schlichting to third. A wild pitch on ball 4, and it's 1st and 3rd with only 1 out, and the batter, Mark Trumbo for the Kernels. Let's see if Bryan Ebersgerd, yes, the former Cardinal lefty, is marching out to the hill to have a word with his 21-year-old right-hander, Corey Meacham. The first 3 Kernels have reached here in the second. Morris singled into center. Dallas was caught trying to steal second. Travis Schlichting walked, advanced to second on a wild pitch, went to third on a ball 4 wild pitch to Stantrell Smith. And now Mark Trumbo will be at the hill.
Mark Trumbo's one big guy.
Yes, he is. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Rick, that he accompanied us to Wright Elementary and Truman Elementary School this morning on behalf of our reading program, and he worked with Eric Owens, our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest this evening. Eric, the Colonel hitting coach, has been working with Mark, and I don't know hitting terminology, because, as Bobby Maggiana said, hitting a baseball is the toughest skill in sport.
Absolutely.
Trying to teach a guy to hit a baseball is the second toughest skill to learn. And EO, Eric Owens, was working on trying to get Mark Trumbo to slow down his lower half. Do you know what that means?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to coach softball.
What does it mean to slow down your lower half?
Well, you just don't want to get your hips too far ahead of your hands.
Okay.
Because if you get your hips ahead of your hands, you're not going to have any power.
Okay. You're well, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Because you can't just swing with your arms.
Right. Can't swing with your arms. Can't have all your power ahead of where you're going to be. It's just got to all come around at the same time.
Timing, yes. Yeah. Mark Trumbo takes a curve that almost hit him, ball 1. That was an errant breaking pitch from Corey Meacham. Trumbo, 0-for-3 last night, walked and scored in the Colonel 5-run second inning. He was aboard on the Stantrell Smith bases-clearing triple in that 5-run second.
Well, I think this young man's going to get a hit. I'll go out on the limb.
I'm with you, Rick. The right-hander.
Well, that's the worst play in baseball.
And what Rick's describing is the pitcher stepping off the rubber, looking at third, and then whirling and thinking he's going to catch the first runner at first off guard.
I've only seen that happen and work against my Cubs.
Okay.
That's how bad I hate it.
Ball 2 is over but low to Mark Trumbo, a 180 hitter with 4 homers, 16 RBIs. Larry Niemeyer, according to Scott Unash, is a huge Cub fan.
Oh, Larry's a good Cub. That's what Larry and I have that in common.
That's neat.
Other than I have a few wins and he's got a ton of wins. Come on, baby.
Well, here's a double play ball to short. Taylor made Cotto to second, and
goodness.
Martinez to first. Mark Trumbo has ended the Colonel's second inning threat by wrapping into a second inning ending double play. Jordan Renz did it in the first, and Mark Trumbo has bounced into a DP to end the Colonel second inning scoring chance. No runs in the second for the Colonels. One hit, a pair of walks, 2 wild pitches. There were no swing errors, and the Colonels leave a runner, our first left of the evening. Rick Blackwell, the time you have now is at your discretion. Would you like to stay one more half inning?
I got to get on my bicycle and ride 10 miles.
Wow, to your volleyball?
Yeah, just go do that. If I wasn't playing with my daughter in volleyball tonight, I would stay here. But
well, Rick, thank you so much.
Stuff.
Well, sure you do.
Thank you very much.
Rick Blackwell, it's a pleasure. Always,
you
are a credit to this community. We are lucky to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick Blackwell.
Okay, we'll see you later, John.
Principal Rick Blackwell from Regis Middle School, kind enough to spend time with us on his school's night here at the ballpark. And Rick, we'll look for that 7th inning barbershop quartet. Thank you, Rick Blackwell. I'll tune up the crowd mic. We go to the top of the 3rd inning, and we're scoreless. The Colonels in the swing. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Diet Pepsi is taking you to the movies. All kinds of movies, like horror films.
Hey, there's a guy with a hockey mask outside. Let's go see what he wants. Okay.
Sci-fi films.
Gentlemen, we're in luck. Those aliens speak American.
Kung Fu movies.
Your English voiceover looks terrible. Taste my nunchucks.
Teen flicks.
I am so ugly. Well, you'd be hot if you ditched your glasses and your nerdy side ponytail. Oh my gosh, I am hot.
Foreign films.
Les French fries, the French toast.
Baguette, le bouchelet.
Les croissants.
Crime films.
So, did you find anything?
Only this computer disk labeled totally incriminating evidence.
I'll keep looking.
Introducing the Diet Pepsi box office promotion. Find a code in specially marked Diet Pepsi packages. Collect and enter codes at dietpepsiboxoffice.com to redeem for a movie ticket, even to action movies.
Well, the bad guy's dead. I'll just turn my back.
I can't believe you fell for that. Light, crisp, refreshing Diet Pepsi.
Subject to official rules, void where prohibited. N63006. Multiple purchases required. See website for redemption details.
Imagine the convenience of accomplishing your next real estate transaction under one roof. Buying a home, selling a home, or securing the right mortgage loan are simple and worry-free at Todd Financial Services. Todd Financial Services knows that you've worked hard to be able to make the dream of home ownership a reality. Todd Financial Services understands that people do business with people they trust. You can count on Todd Financial Services to put you and your needs first so that your real estate transactions are pleasurable.
The swing of the Quad Cities on offense continues their trend of swinging at first pitches, and that's what Casey Roulette has done as he skies one to deep right. Jordan Renz battles the sun and brings it down, one away on one pitch. Here's a bouncer to first by Daniel Nelson, fielded by Mark Trumbo. Trumbo takes 3 steps to his left, steps on the base, 2 pitches, 2 gone. Here in the swing 3rd inning, no score. Both Quad City and the Kernels have had chances to score in the first 2 innings. Colby Rasmus doubled with 2 away in the swing 1st inning. He was left aboard. And then the swing had a runner at 3rd with 2 out in the 2nd inning and stranded that runner, Bryan Anderson. The Kernels had a golden chance to take the lead in the bottom of the 2nd with Schlichting at 3rd and Stantrell Smith at 1st, but the swings, Corey Meacham got Mark Trumbo to bounce into a 6-4-3 double play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jose Martinez. He had a hit taken away from him on a terrific running catch down the right field line by Jordan Renz. Here's a 2-hopper, a room service hop to Dallas Morris at 3rd, and his peg is right on the mark to get Jose Martinez. That's as quick and easy of an inning as Moose Mosebach has probably ever had. He made a grand total of 5 pitches, and Moose sets the side down in order for the first time tonight. We're through 2.5 innings on Regis Middle School night here at the ballpark. It's the Kernels in swing, no score. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Don't
Don't you wonder sometimes how all those companies who claim to be the best can actually be the best? Doesn't just one of them have to be the best? When it comes to motor coach travel, Tri-State Travel is the best. We have the highest safety rating, the largest variety of coaches, a trained driving staff, and 66 years of experience. Don't you want to travel with the best? That would be Tri-State Travel, now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
Hi, this is John Rogers, the voice of the Kernels. I'd like to share a few words with you about Kernel team physician, orthopedic surgeon Dr. David Terse. My father was a surgeon, and like most sons, I looked up to him as the greatest dad and the best doctor on earth. When I was diagnosed with a torn meniscus in my right knee recently, I wondered if my doctor here in Cedar Rapids would measure up to my dad's standards. My doctor was Dr. David Terse. Dr. Terse's thorough and expert explanation of my x-ray, his calm and reassuring description of the procedure he would be performing, and his kind and confident bedside manner impressed me beyond my expectations. Dr. Terse has those exceptional qualities we all hope to find in our doctor: an established reputation of excellence, the ability to communicate with us so that we understand and trust his words, and that gut feeling that he truly cares about us. Dr. Terse is a world-class surgeon and a first-class person. I've experienced firsthand why the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the Kernels' parent ball club, has entrusted Dr. Terse to care for our players. Bottom of the third inning. No score here at the ballpark. We had a 15-minute delay when the independent home plate umpire was struck by a pass ball in the swing second inning, and that independent umpire switched positions with the base umpire. The base umpire assumed the plate, and the independent umpire who was hurt is now on the bases. Sun shining brightly. Marco Albano, coming off a 3-hit night last night, takes ball one inside from right-hander Corey Meacham. The Kernels are batting .249 as a team. That's 10th in the 14-team Midwest League. Third in the league in home runs with 25. Marco Albano swings and misses. And each of those Kernel 25 home runs is worth $25 from PRC, the former Access Direct here in Cedar Rapids. PRC's Community Care Home Runs for the Hungry campaign provides $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir for every Kernel home run. Marco Albano chops a pitch past the mound, and the shortstop, Luis Cotto, gliding to his left, gloves it on to first, and Marco Albano is thrown out by shortstop Luis Cotto, one away here in the Kernel third inning. Thus far, PRC's Community Care has donated $625 to the Haycap Food Reservoir to help feed the hungry here in our community. Brett Martinez takes a pitch just inside, ball one. This crowd is having a blast here tonight. The Cluckers Chicken Dance was a big hit in the past half inning between this top of the third and bottom of the third. Brett Martinez, even on the count now 1-1, as he dribbles a pitch foul to the left of home plate. Brett is really struggling, and that's why Bobby Magianis has lowered him into the number 9 hole in the Allen Motor Company order with a .222 average. No homers, 11 RBIs. Brett has been working tirelessly with Kernel hitting coach Eric Owens, trying to come out of this tailspin. He whacks one into center, and on the run, it's a one-handed catch by Colby Rasmus. Well, that's a good sign. Brett Martinez hit the ball right on the button, but lines out to center. 2 away here in the Kernel third inning. No score. Heinle Stacia bounced out to shallow second to open the Kernel first inning. The sun is still shining brightly and is a factor on the right side of the swing infield, as well as the right fielder, Chad Gabriel. And the wind continues to blow strong from left field towards the first base line. Heinle Stacia dribbles the first pitch foul to the feet of the Kernel on-deck hitter, Brad Kuhn, strike one. Daniel Nelson is in on the edge of the grass at third for the swing. We have some great folks out on the Whirling Waters, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub above the left field wall. It's an extension of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. And those folks are enjoying a great time out there this evening, thanks to, here's a chopper to second, gliding to his left to glove it and peg out Heinle Stacia, Jose Martinez. Jose Martinez had to go deep in the hole at second, and he got the ground ball by Stacia and then threw Heinley out. A 1-2-3 inning for right-hander Corey Meacham. And I want to finish thanking Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM, and Whirling Waters for giving that family a great opportunity out there tonight to enjoy the Whirling Waters, Westdale Mall, Mix 96.5 FM, home run hot tub. After 3, Kernels nothing, Quad City nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Beacon Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Beacon Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Beacon Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
No score as Moose Mosebach is ready to face the heart of the swing order, starting with Colby Rasmus, and the left-handed number 1 pick of the Cardinals tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul towards the swing on deck circle to the left. Strike 1 to Colby Rasmus, who doubled with 2 out down the line and right in the first inning. It was his 11th double of the year. Rasmus is hitting .293, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. And the left-handed batter takes down and in. Ball 1 from Moose Mosebach. Moose, 41 2/3 innings hurled this year, has allowed 44 hits, struck out 20 in 41 2/3, walked 12. Rasmus grounds it on 3 hops to Mark Trumbo, who waves off Moose Mosebach. Mark trots to the base from behind the bag ahead of Colby Rasmus, and that's Mark Trumbo's second unassisted putout tonight. And that is now 7 in a row retired by the Colonel right-hander Mosebach. Moose's ERA is 2.81, the league hitting .278 against him. Randy Roth bounces the first pitch foul behind the plate, strike 1. Roth ended the swing first by hitting a towering pop-up to the right of the mound, and Heinley Stacia called off both Mark Trumbo and Marco Albano and caught it. Roth wraps one to third. Hard. Dallas Morris has it and zips his throw across the diamond to retire Randy Roth. And Dallas Morris held his ground beautifully on that hard hit grounder right between his legs. Dallas went down and gloved it cleanly and then had plenty of mustard on his throw. Moose Mosebach has now retired 8 straight. The last swing batter to reach against Moose is the man stepping in now with 2 away and nobody on here in the 4th, Brandon Yarborough. Yarborough opened up the second with a base hit into center. He takes high, ball 1. Brandon Yarborough is a left-handed hitting catcher out of the state of North Carolina, an open stance, and he uses a white ash bat, a pair of white batting gloves, and he swings and misses. Strike 1, 1-1 to Yarborough. This is Brandon's 4th year of pro ball. A changeup by Mosebach is swung on and missed by the left-handed batter. Last year in 38 games with the swing, Brandon Yarborough hit .203 with 4 homers and 17 RBIs. The left-handed hitter calls time and steps out. This year, Brandon is 9th in the league in hitting with a .316 average. 2 gone, bases empty, and a slider low and in. Evens the count to Brandon, 2-2. Kernel pitching staff with a 3.51 ERA. That's 6th in the 14-team Midwest League. Yarbrough on a 2-2 delivery, bounces it to first. A tough hop for Mark Trumbo. He blocks it, underhands to Moose Mosebach, and Moose loses the handle, and that will likely be an error on the Kernel pitcher. Mark Trumbo got a tough in-between hop, and the ball deflected off his chest, rolled a few feet to his left. Mark picked it up, underhanded to Moose Mosebach in plenty of time to get the batter Yarbrough, and it'll likely be an error charged on the Kernel pitcher who couldn't handle the throw. So it's an error on Moose Mosebach. The throw was good and hit Moose right in the glove and dribbled out. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Error on Mark Trumbo. So the throw not as good as I thought. Perhaps Al Gruel, I know he got a better look at it than I did. Probably it was behind Moose or low. I'm not sure how Al would come to his reasoning, but I'm sure he got a good look at it. The toss from Mark Trumbo apparently offline, and no error on Moose Mosebach. The error charged to Mark Trumbo. Bryan Anderson with a runner at first and 2 out, hitting .321. He reached on a fielder's choice. Anderson, a left-handed batter with an open stance, lines it to short. 1 hop blocked by Stacia. Hindley recovers and steps on the base ahead of Brandon Yarbrough. A force out as Bryan Anderson hit a sinking liner at the feet of Stacia. Hindley blocked it and then recovered and stepped on the bag to end the swing fourth. No runs for Quad City. No hits, 1 error by the Kernels, and the swing leave a runner. They've stranded 3. The Kernels come to bat in the home half of the fourth. Game 2 of an 8-game homestand, and it's scoreless. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper, it's a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
No score. Kernels in swing as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Brad Kuhn, Jordan Renz, Dallas Morris. Numbers 2, 3, and 4 in the Allen Motor Company order will bat against Corey Meacham. Corey walked a pair in the second. The Kernels had runners at the corners with 1 out, but Meacham got the next Kernel hitter to bounce into a double play. Daniel Nelson creeps in from third as Brad Kuhn tries to drag a bunt down the first base line. He did so, but foul, strike 1. Halo happenings results from around the Angel system from last night. Our parent club whipped Toronto at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, 8-2. AAA Salt Lake with a record of 23-15. They lost in Des Moines to the I-Cubs 4-1. Former Colonel right-hander Rafael Rodriguez was beaten at AA Arkansas last night. Brad Kuhn lines one back to the mound, and a snazzy backhanded stab by Corey Meacham to take a hit away from Brad Kuhn. Brad hit it right on the button, but lines out to the pitcher, 1 out for Jordan Renz here in the bottom of the fourth inning. No score. Rafael Rodriguez in 4 1/3 innings for AA Arkansas allowed 6 runs on 6 hits as Tulsa knocked off the Travelers 9-4. And Rancho Cucamonga lost to San Jose last night 7-3. Jordan Renz pulls the first pitch foul off the railing of the swing third base dugout, strike one. Patrick Riley, who was the Colonel leading hitter earlier this spring, cracked a solo home run, and former Colonel all-star catcher Michael Collins upped his average to .350 with a 2-for-5 night in the Quakes' loss to San Jose. Renz rattles one off the mound into center for a one-out single. Jordan Renz laces a pitch off the side of the mound, and then it took a big hop into center field, and Jordan has his first hit of this series, and he's the go-ahead run in this scoreless battle in the bottom of the fourth inning. Renz, with a .296 average, hit into a double play to end the Colonel first inning, but he singles with one out here in the fourth inning. Let's see if Bobby Magianis plays some hit and run with Dallas Morris at the plate. Dallas singled into center to start the Colonel's second, but he was thrown out trying to steal second. Hits even at 2 apiece. The lights are about to be turned on here as the infield is almost completely in shadows. Still a very bright sun field in right field. Dallas Morris batting .237. 3 home runs, 14 runs driven in. Right-handed hitter out of Louisiana. And a curve. Dallas fights it off his fists and fouls it straight back. Colonels nothing, swing nothing. Colonels batting in the bottom of the fourth inning with 1 out and 1 on. Former Colonel right-hander Chris Hunter will pitch for Arkansas this evening in Little Rock. His record 1-2. And last year's Colonel starter Fernando Rodriguez Jr. 3-2 with Rancho will pitch tonight in Southern California against San Jose. A breaking pitch is low, and it's 2-1 to Dallas Morris. Let's see if Bobby Magianis wants to do some running now. Renz has a good lead. He's not running, and a swing and a miss by Dallas evens the count 2-2. Corey Meacham pitched 4 shutout innings in his last start Monday, May 8th up in Appleton in a Quad City 7-2 win. He's been tough tonight so far. Morris hits a double play ball to short. Short hopped by the shortstop Cotto. No play on Jordan Renz as Cotto throws Dallas Morris out. Jordan Renz scoots into scoring position as Dallas Morris bounces out to shallow short. When that ball left the bat, I thought, oh no, that's the third inning-ending double play started by shortstop Luis Cotto in succession, or tonight, but there was no play at second. Tony Regans, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim farm director, player development director, is standing behind home plate, taking in this action. Travis Schlichting, the batter. He walked his first time, and a fastball sails high to the right-handed hitting Travis Schlichting. Travis has bopped 3 homers, driven in 7 runs on the year, batting .238. An RBI chance for right-handed hitting Travis Schlichting. A pronounced open stance. Travis lifts the heel of his front foot off the ground. Uses a black lacquer bat. Swings hard and misses, strike one. Well, the lights will be turned on shortly. Isn't it great to finally have some glorious sunshine after that 8 or 9 days of dreadful, cloudy, overcast, wet weather? A curve, and Travis stayed on it, but fouls it straight back. 1-2 to Schlichting. TV9 anchorman Bruce Downey is enjoying the action in his Sunday best, his suit, in his box seats behind home plate, his premier seats. He and John Campbell, TV9 sports director, enjoyed a conversation during the delay when the umpires had to reverse roles because of an injury to the plate umpire. Schlichting dribbles one to shallow third and foul ground It's fielded by Daniel Nelson, and Travis will have to return to the plate. Well, fitness is a hit with everyone, and we'd like to invite you to Family Fitness Day with the Kernels here at the ballpark, Sunday, June 4th. It's your chance to find out more about fitness, health, nutrition for you and your entire family. Booths will be set up on the concourse during the 2 o'clock game when it starts at 2 throughout the afternoon, and those booths will be interactive, fun, and they'll educate you in a memorable way about fitness, exercise, nutrition. Bring the people you care about for Family Fitness Day with the Kernels, Sunday, June 4th. A slow roller to the right side. Meacham pops off the mound and lobs to first to get Travis Schlichting. Travis barely got a piece of that one and rolled it weakly to the right of the mound, where Corey Meacham pounced on it and then threw out Travis Schlichting. It went 1-3. In the 4th for the Kernels, no runs, 1 hit, no swing errors. The Kernels strand a runner, just our second left in 4 innings. Moose Mosebach back to the hill. After 4, the Kernels and swing are scoreless. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
First up for the swing and taking a pitch low is Chad Gabriel, right-handed batter, who grounded out to third in the second inning. Gabriel's hitting in 11 games, .341. And a pitch down and away, ball 2. Moose Mosebach has not walked a batter, and he's allowed just 2 hits through 4 innings. Top of the 5th, no score. Strike 1 called on the outside corner to Chad Gabriel. No homers, 1 RBI. Chad was 1 for 4 last night. He singled his first time up. He bounces the 2-1 pitch foul off the plate towards the Kernel first base dugout. Chad Gabriel's from Santa Ana College in California, 21-year-old Cardinal 20th round pick in the 2004 draft. Swing and a miss. Moose Mosebach records his first strikeout of the evening. Quad City hasn't had a hit since a leadoff single by Brandon Yarborough back in the second, and Moose Mosebach has been sharp. The lights have just been turned on here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where we have a very good-sized crowd on a beautiful night for baseball. Tomorrow evening's a Buck a Cup Thursday. That means a 12-ounce beer, a 12-ounce soda, or a slushie are just $1. Bottled water and bottled soda, only $2 tomorrow. 6:30 start for a Buck a Cup Thursday. Strike 1 to Luis Cotto. Now a fastball high to Luis. Cotto played in this league for the Burlington Bees way back in 2001 as a Royal farmhand. He hit 147 in 46 games. He's batting one. Here's a high fly ball into shallow right, and it drops over the head of Marco Albano and in front of Jordan Renz. A Texas League single by Luis Cotto. He adds to his .311 average. This is his 12th game, and boy, that was perfectly dropped between Albano, the second baseman, who turned his back on the infield and tried to get back for it, and in front of Jordan Renz. 1 on, 1 out for Casey Roulette in this scoreless duel. Roulette fakes a bunt and takes high. A snap throw to first by Brett Martinez, not in time to get Luis Cotto. Quad City is second only to the Kernels in stolen bases this year. They have 47 stolen bases in 37 games. This is their 37th game. A throw to first, and Cotto gets back safely. The 1-0 for Mosebach. Cut on and miss. Strike one. 1 out, 1 on. No score, top of the 5th. Our baseball fun fact. Relates to what would appear to be two diametrically opposed numbers. Here's a line drive into the right field corner. Ren's on the run, won't get it. Let's see how far Luis Cotto will go. He's speeding towards third. Jordan hits the cutoff man, Mark Trumbo, and it's second and third. 1 out for the swing here in the 5th inning. Casey Roulette, a 169 number 9 hitter, has belted a double over the head of Jordan Renz to the base of the wall and right, sending Luis Cotto speeding to third. And it's second and third, 1 out for Daniel Nelson. Will the Colonel infield come in for the play at the plate? It does not look that way right now. It looks like the Colonels will trade a run for an out here in the 5th inning. Well, now let's see. The Colonel infield is coming halfway. The Colonel infield is playing halfway for Daniel Nelson. Switch hitting leadoff batter. Takes strike one. Here's a snap throw to third by Martinez, and Luis Cotto returns safely. Well, our baseball fun fact, I said, doesn't make a lot of sense. Here it is. Phil Niekro surrendered a league-high 41 home runs in 1979 for the Atlanta Braves, yet Niekro led the NL with 21 wins. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Well, the scoreboard says 1-1, so I stand corrected. 1 ball, 1 strike to Daniel Nelson. Second and third, 1 out. Oh, no, a pitch over the glove of Martinez, and the go-ahead run scores on a wild pitch. Brett had to come out of his catching squat, got a glove on it. A wild pitch allows Luis Cotto to steamroll home, and it's 1-0 Quad City here in the 5th inning. Oh, that's a tough way to surrender the first run of the game. A wild pitch, only the 3rd this season on Moose Mosebach. On to third went Casey Roulette. A wild pitch of all things. Daniel Nelson, with the infield in now, has a chance to make it a 2-0 swing lead. He corks one to short. Stacia backhand throws home. Yes, in time! Out at the plate. What a big play by Heinley Stacia. As Daniel Nelson grounded one to the left side, to the left of Dallas Morris. Heinley Stacia backhanded it, threw off balance, right on target, and Brett Martinez put the tag on the feet first sliding Casey Roulette. He was out at the plate. It went 6-2. Big play by the shortstop, Heinley Stacia. He cut down Casey Roulette trying to score from third on a ground ball to short. Daniel Nelson reaches on a fielder's choice. He may be running. A throw to first, and he just got back. You could probably hear the crowd howl about that close play at first. 1-0 swing, top of the 5th inning. We'll get back to our baseball fun fact. There's an addendum to it. As Jose Martinez swings at a changeup and misses, strike one. Despite yielding a league-high 41 home runs in 1979, the Braves' Phil Niekro led the National League in wins with 21. Get this, Hall of Famer Robin Roberts experienced the same phenomenon in 1955 with the Phillies. Roberts served up a league-high 41 taters, but he posted an NL-high 23 wins. So there are two examples in our baseball fun fact. There is not a direct correlation between home runs given up and poor performance on the mound. Ordinarily, you would think the guy that gives up the most home runs would not lead the league in victories, but Phil Niekro did it in '79 with the Braves, and so did Robin Roberts in the National League with Philadelphia in 1955. A throw to first, and Daniel Nelson just got back. He's trying to put himself back together. He may be shaken up a little bit. Moose Mosebach has surrendered a run on 2 hits and a wild pitch here in the 5th, and the Swing lead it 1-0. Jose Martinez is in the hole 0-1. Martinez was robbed of an extra base hit by Jordan Renz in the 1st and then bounced out to Dallas Morris in the 3rd. Martinez, a right-handed batter with a .227 average in 14 games, 1 homer, 5 RBIs. Does not wear batting gloves. Ball 1 way outside, a fastball. Bert Blyleven, I believe, holds the single-season record for surrendering gopher balls. I think Bert gave up 50 or 51 home runs in 1 year back in the late 70s. And if I remember right, he won 16 or 17 games despite giving up all those home runs. Jose Martinez waits patiently for the 1-1. It's outside and high. Nelson draws a throw, and Daniels back safely at first. We have a treat. We told you that Tony Regans, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim player development director, is in town, and I briefly got to say hello. There's a throw to first, and Nelson just gets back. I briefly got to say hello to Tony last night, and perhaps we'll see if Tony's comfortable with it or has time. It's at his leisure or discretion. Perhaps Tony can join us when the Kernels bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Keith Mitchell walks down the third base side, the Swing manager, to have a word with Jose Martinez. It's been a real game of cat and mouse between Moose Mosebach and speedster Daniel Nelson. Nelson is 12 for 13 in stolen bases this season. He has a big lead. He's not running, and here's a ground ball mashed foul into the Swing third base dugout. More former Kernels have surfaced on the parent club, the Angels, this season than in any of my 11 years with the ball club. And I'm sure Tony will be beaming with pride like we are about that fact. The 2-2. Swatted into the screen, foul by Martinez. Just off the top of my head, I can think of Jeff Mathis, Dallas McPherson, Casey Kochman, Mike Napoli, Tommy Murphy, Howie Kendrick. A throw to first. Oh, Moose Mosebach lifts his arms up in the air in exasperation. Again, Moose thought he had the runner picked off. And I'm sure I'm forgetting someone along the way, but that's 8 former Kernels. There goes the runner. A ground ball to short. Stacia has it, takes his time, and throws the batter out to end the inning. Jose Martinez rolls out to short, and Stacia made a key play to make it just a 1-run inning for Quad City. They score 1 run on 2 hits, no Kernel errors. A wild pitch cost the Kernels a run, and the Swing leave a runner aboard. They've stranded 4. After 4.5, Quad City now on top of the Kernels, 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
training, and the highest quality craftsmanship in the world are two hallmarks of union workers. Prospective construction clients can depend on workers who have learned their craft and mastered their skills through the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades and Construction Council world-class apprenticeship program. These experienced tradesmen will work with signed contractors to bring flexibility, efficiency, safety, and the highest skill and quality in the world to all building and construction projects. Eastern Iowa works best when we say union, yes.
Technology pervades every aspect of our daily lives. This remarkable age we live in has a machine or a computer to meet almost all of our needs. But you won't find a technological device that can provide you with the personal attention for something as important as insurance. Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha, is trained on all insurance matters, including how much coverage is enough coverage. For personal attention to all of your insurance needs, see the insurance professionals at Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha.
Stantrell Smith leans back from ball one inside. Stantrell walked his first time up. Right-handed hitter, straightaway stance from Georgia. Ball two inside from Corey Meacham. 1-0 swing. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. We'll have our Springhouse trivia question for you in the top half of the sixth, so be ready for that. The 2-0. Inside, ball three. Stantrell Smith had the big hit in last night's Kernels 7-2 victory as he cleared the bases with a triple into the right center field alley. Stantrell will likely take a pitch or two, although you never know with Bobby Magallanes. There's a strike on the outside corner. Stantrell was taking. Tony Regans is going to be with us tomorrow evening during the broadcast, and I can sure relate to Tony's desire to watch. He's here to observe and report what he sees to the various folks within the Angel organization. Bruce Hines, the roving field instructor, Ty Van Berkeley, the Angel minor league hitting guru, Keith Comstock. Boy, Comey was our pitching coach in year one of this brand new stadium 5 years ago, and Tony will tell those fellas what he sees, and then they'll make evaluations about how these fellas are progressing. There's ball four low to Stantrell Smith. Stantrell draws a leadoff walk, and he's aboard as the tying run with nobody out. Let's see if Bobby Magallanes wants to play hit and run. I have a feeling that Mark Trumbo is going to be asked to try to hit a ground ball through the right side of the swing infield. There's a huge hole there because Jose Martinez has to cheat in towards the bag at second in case, Stantrell has a big lead. He draws a throw, and he gets backhand first. A right-hander has just started to heat it up in the Quad City left field bullpen. And that right-hander appears to be... It's so doggone hard to read their numbers because the first digit is smaller. Uh-oh, a pickoff, and now Stantrell's in a rundown, and the first baseman tags him out. Well, Stantrell got caught in a flat-footed position, unfortunately, a big lead, and he is picked off easily by Corey Meacham. It went 1-3. Smith had a big lead, and it looked like he was either lulled into some sense of false security or perhaps just got his feet flat on the ground. So Mark Trumbo now will be swinging away in this 1-0 game, Quad City. Mark takes low and away, ball one. Every time the Kernels have threatened to score, either a double play has derailed us, or in this case, a pickoff. Mark Trumbo wrapped into a double play his first time up, right-handed power hitter. And ball two is low, and that sends Brandon Yarborough, the catcher, out to the hill. The right-hander for the swing is Trey Hearn. Trey Hearn is warming up for the swing. What a gorgeous night we have here for baseball. Great to have you with us as we approach the top of the hour. This is Kernel Baseball on 1450 KMRY. Mark swings hard and misses, strike one. Nothing Quad City here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Trumbo cuts on a pitch down and in, and that's strike two swinging. Boy, Corey Meacham has walked 4 Kernels, and we haven't made him pay for that. And that's one of the reasons the Swing are ahead 1-0. Swing and a miss by Mark Trumbo on a sinking fastball. So that's the first strikeout recorded by the 6'1" right-hander. 2 away for Marco Albano, who's coming off a 3-hit night last night. 1-0 Quad City here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Marco Albano stands straight away from the right side. He's out of Boston College. Ball 1 low and away from Corey Meacham. Remember, the series finale is a noon game next Tuesday, and the Miller Mezzanine Terrace will be open to the public. For just $11, you can enjoy the action from the premier spot here at the stadium. A bouncer to deep short, backhanded by Cotto. His long throw is in time, and Marco Albano is thrown out by the shortstop for the second time. The Kernels go quickly after the leadoff walk by Smith, and Santrell was picked off. No runs in the 5th for the Kernels, no hits, a walk. There were no swing errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. Kernels have stranded only 2 in 5 at-bats against Corey Meacham. Our Springhouse trivia question is just around the corner. Stay tuned as we go to the 6th inning. 1-0 Quad City. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
In today's work world, knowledge is power. Training for modern job skills is opportunity and security. And you have one of the best choices for your future right here in Eastern Iowa. It's Kirkwood. Kirkwood Community College offers over 100 degree programs to give you new job opportunities or a smart start on your college path. Find out more today. Call Kirkwood Admissions, 398-5517. Kirkwood. Start here. Go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Papa John, and when I say better ingredients, better pizza, I'm not talking about a little better. I'm talking about a lot better. Let's talk about our pizza sauce. It's made from fresh, vine-ripened tomatoes, not from concentrate. When it comes to ingredients, we select from the world's best. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A lot better.
Call your neighborhood Papa John's today and ask for the Home Run Special, a large, thin, or original crust pizza with up to 3 toppings for $10.99. Just $10.99.
Great teams consist of diverse talent. Rockwell Collins understands this and is committed to developing diversity in our community. We recognize that our leadership in the aviation and communications electronics industry hinges on attracting and retaining a diverse workforce. And we're working with other Iowa companies to create an environment that nurtures diversity. Rockwell Collins. Different thinking makes us great. Great thinking makes us different.
Colby Rasmus, the first pick of the Cardinals last year, will lead off. It's the heart of the order for the Swing here in the 6th inning. And a chance for you to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse. A dandy changeup from Moose Mosebach is strike 1 called to the left-handed batter. If you've been one of our 16 Springhouse trivia question winners, congratulations. Please play along wherever you're tuned in, but don't call in tonight, as Moose misses high and away with a change-up. It's 1-1 to Colby Rasmus, who doubled in the first and grounded out to Mark Trumbo unassisted, leading off the 4th inning. Fastball just misses high and away, and it's ball 2. So there you have the easy-to-follow ground rules for the Springhouse trivia question. Colby Rasmus wraps a base hit into left center. Can Kuhn cut it off? Yes. Brad gets to it and holds the batter to a long single. Colby Rasmus has 45 hits this year, and that's his 2nd of this game. He may be doing some running. He's a successful theft artist, 10 steals in 14 tries. Remember the ad in the food section of this morning's Gazette. It's in the Penny Saver, the food section of the Penny Saver, rather, a swing and a miss. It's in today's Penny Saver. The ad is for a coupon for $2 off a meal at the Springhouse, lunch or dinner, Monday through Friday. Look for the Springhouse ad in today's food section of the Penny Saver and save $2 off of your next lunch or dinner, Monday through Friday at the Springhouse. A throw to first and back diving safely with his hands, Colby Rasmus. We're fortunate to have Sonia Massey here with us this evening, and she'll take your calls in just a moment for the Springhouse Trivia. There's a pitch high to Randy Roth, ball one. Here's our Springhouse Trivia question. 3 Hall of Famers ended their careers with the Minnesota Twins. Name 2 of them. 3 Hall of Famers ended their careers with the Minnesota Twins. Name 2 of them. 896-7589. 896-7589. Colby Rasmus dives back into first to throw over there. The number to call for our Springhouse Trivia question, 896-7589. Strike 2 on the outside corner to Randy Roth. One nothing swing here in the top of the 6th inning. They have their leadoff man aboard. And Moose throws over there, and back standing up is Colby Rasmus. We're fielding your calls at 896-7589 for our Springhouse Trivia question. We'll give you a hint. Harmon Killebrew did not end his career as a Twin. Neither did Davey Winfield. Davey Winfield and Harmon Killebrew did not end their careers as Minnesota Twins. 3 Hall of Famers did. Name 2 of them. Name 2 of the 3 Hall of Famers that ended their careers as Minnesota Twins. Not Harmon Killebrew, not Dave Winfield. Here's a broken bat base hit down the line and left, over to cut it off Stantrell Smith, and stopping at second, the lead runner, Colby Rasmus. Randy Roth, the league's leading home run hitter, shattered his bat and dumped a single down the left field line. 2 on, nobody out, and the swing have Brandon Yarborough at the plate. Let's see if Kernan Ronan's going to pay a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart visit to the mound. No sign of Kernan yet as Brett Martinez went to the hill to talk it over with Moose Mosebach. The Swing are trying to add to their 1-0 lead here in the top of the 6th inning. We may have a winner in our Springhouse Trivia question. We'll keep you posted on that front. Surprisingly enough, Davey Winfield ended his career not as a Twin, but as a Cleveland Indian. Harmon Killebrew played 1975 with the Kansas City Royals after a full career with the Washington Senators and the Minnesota Twins. But 3 Hall of Famers ended their career as Minnesota Twins. We've asked you to name 2 of them, and I think we have a winner. Yes, we do. We have a winner in our Springhouse Trivia question. Moose Mosebach is now conferring with Mark Trumbo as they hide their mouths with their gloves so that the Swing can't steal their sign. Dale Jones of Elmwood Drive Southeast, congratulations. You have won a $5 gift certificate, Dale, to the Springhouse Restaurant. And we'll repeat the question and pass along your kind comments and give the answer as well. A slider is low and in, ball 1 to Brandon Yarborough. The game may hinge on this at-bat. The Kernels would love a pop-up strikeout or double play. Yarborough is singled and reached on an error. Left-handed batter. And he smokes one foul high up into the screen, strike 1. We asked you to name, or we stated that 3 Hall of Famers ended their careers with the Twins, and we asked you to name 2 of them. We had several calls that included Harmon Killebrew and Dave Winfield, but Dale Jones correctly identified Kirby Puckett and Paulie Molitor. Swing and a miss as Moose got the changeup down and in, and he's ahead of Brandon Yarborough, 1-2. Boy, Moose Mosebach has taken this at-bat against Yarborough to a different level of focus and intensity. Moose's primary attribute is his fierce competitive drive. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss. Moose Mosebach gets Brandon Yarborough for the first out here in the 6th inning. It's his second strikeout of the evening. Boy, that's a big, big strikeout of a left-handed batter by the Colonel, 21-year-old right-hander. Yes, Dale Jones, Paul Molitor, and Kirby Puckett sure did end their careers with the Twins. Kirby played his entire career with Minnesota. And Paul Molitor got his 3,000th hit as a Twin. Here's a nubber hit twice, once foul at the feet of the batter, then on his backswing, Bryan Anderson. Shouldn't that be an 0-2 count? No, it only counts as 1 strike, unfortunately. Well, Dale Jones, thank you for your positive, kind comments. We understand you've listened for 6 years to our broadcasts and that you really, really enjoy them. Thank you, Dale. You've just made our entire week with that positive comment. We're glad you're tuned in, and you'll be receiving that $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. The 0-2 pitch is plugged foul by Bryan Anderson into the third base seats. The third Hall of Famer who ended his career with the Twins, lefty Steve Carlton. In 87 and 88, Steve was unsuccessful. He hung on a little bit too long and was not a big help to the Twins, but he ended his career at the Metrodome. Here's a curve, slapped to short, diving stop by Stacia, throws to second, out, double play! Hindley Statia's turning every play in this series. Spectacular backhanded catch on a sinking liner. Then Hindley popped to his feet, threw to second, doubled off Colby Rasmus, and the game momentum now belongs to the Kernels. That's a game-changing momentum break for the Kernels as Bryan Anderson hit a sinking soft liner to short. Hindley Stacia backhanded it right off the top of the dirt skin portion of the infield. Hindley then threw to second and doubled off Colby Rasmus, and that ends the 6th inning. And I'll tell you what, the Kernels have the momentum in this game now, thanks to Hindley Stacia and Moose Mosebach. Wow. The swing had runners at first and second with nobody out, and they did not add to their 1-0 lead. No runs for Quad City in the 6th. 2 hits, no Colonel errors, a double play, and the swing leave 1 man aboard. The Kernels have all the momentum in the world now, as I think they'll face a new swing pitcher. After 5.5, Quad City maintains a 1-0 edge over the Kernels. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. Even though we all do our best to stay healthy, we can never anticipate when an illness or accident might strike. Couple that reality with rising medical costs, and the importance of a top-notch medical plan becomes clear. Pekin Insurance offers a wide choice of deductibles and a non-tobacco user discount. To explore the major medical insurance plan that best fits you, visit me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
Corey Meacham remains on the hill, and he's ahead of Brett Martinez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, congratulations to Dale Jones, our Springhouse Trivia question winner. Jeff Johnson, the outstanding Gazette writer who covers the Kernels all season, is a big Twins fan, and Jeff had to ponder that Springhouse question before he came up with the 3 3 Minnesota Twins, 3 Hall of Famers that ended their careers as Twins. Martinez lays off a pitch high. It's 2-2 to the Colonel catcher. Brett wears his white home pants all the way down to his shoe tops. He wears a pair of black batting gloves and uses a black lacquer bat with a big shine on it. Ball 3 has Brett Martinez skipping out of the way. Right-hander Corey Meacham has blanked the Kernels through 5 innings on 2 hits. But the Kernels have played stellar defense to keep us in the game. Brett Martinez with a good swing on a payoff pitch fouls it straight back. The center fielder, Colby Rasmus, is shaded way into right center for Martinez. That wind that's been howling in from left center field towards the first baseline has subsided somewhat. Brett lifts the 3-2 pitch foul over the Papa John's Plaza. Hey, we haven't had a chance to salute the groups that are with us tonight. Above the Colonel dugout on the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, Collins Community Credit Union. Here's a ground ball deep to short, backhanded by Cotto, the long throw in time. Brett Martinez has a good at bat, but winds up grounding to deep short. Luis Cotto has been a busy man. He started 2 double plays, and he has 4 assists. That means that Corey Meacham is getting the Kernels to hit the ball into the ground. Up on the Miller Mezzanine Terrace, Collins Community Credit Union and Area Ambulance Service. Well, it's good we had area ambulance service here just in case Here's a bouncer to second by Heinle Stacia for the 3rd time. Jose Martinez throws out Stacia. Heinle's been playing pepper with the swing second baseman tonight. 2 away here in the Colonel's 6th inning. 1-0 Quad City. When our plate umpire was hurt on a pass ball that struck him in the chin, he had to reverse positions with the other umpire. They reversed roles, and luckily the area ambulance service was here if that attention was needed. Thankfully it wasn't. Out in left field on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion, newspaperarchive.com. That's an interesting group. Newspaperarchive.com. A ground ball to first by Kuhn. Easy play for Randy Roth. And Corey Meacham continues to have the Kernels eating out of his hand as Brad Kuhn rolls out to first. The Kernels go in order for the 2nd time in 6 frames. And we head to the 7th inning. The other group out on the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion tonight is Cornell College Athletics. After 6, Quad City 1, Kernels nothing. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
It was a pleasure to get to meet Nelson Mendoza, the father of Tommy Mendoza, last night, and Nelson has visited our Bimritter Diamond Shop and bought himself a Colonel sweatshirt. Now, Nelson, I'm not going to make you too nervous and say hello again, or tonight you just want to watch. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Tony Regans will visit with us tomorrow. Tomorrow, we invite Nelson and his wife, Angelinos, to spend as little or as much time as they want watching Tommy from up here. Tommy Mendoza will hurl tomorrow for the Kernels. Tonight, Moose Mosebach. And it's 1-0 swing here in the 7th inning. A bouncer to short. Heinley Stacia has it, and his peg retires Chad Gabriel. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-0 swing. We already acknowledged and recognized Regis Middle School with 319 people here tonight. Their principal, Rick Blackwell, visited with us early. Also in the stands, Hope United Church of Christ. Hope United Church of Christ is with us this evening. Strike one called in at the knees to Luis Cotto. Well, the Kernels have to be very pleased with the effort and the performance of Moose Mosebach this evening. Here's a fly ball foul onto the Papa John's Plaza. Todd Brummelkamp, the Colonel Director of Media Relations and Sports Information, was telling me that stat quality start is used quite a bit now to evaluate. Here's a changeup, a strike 3 call to Luis Cotto. That's the 3rd strikeout for Mosebach. And according to Todd, a quality start is when your starter gives you 6 innings and allows the opposition 3 or fewer runs. Well, Moose Mosebach has met that criteria and more tonight. Ball 1 is high to Casey Roulette. Roulette doubled in the 5th, but was thrown out trying to score the 2nd swing run of that inning on a ground ball to Heinley Stacia. Roulette takes strike 1 called. Let's see if the swing... They do have a right-hander up in their bullpen. And again, it's very difficult to read those numbers. Ball 2 outside to the batter. Just can't make out those space age-like numbers. Remember a few years ago, the big leaguers wore what were called futuristic uniforms. What would uniforms look like 50 years from now? And they had some funky numbers with unreadable fonts on them. Well, that's what the swing has. And in my eyes, here's a ground ball to short. It's circled by Stacia. Heinley on to first. That kid has played his heart out tonight. Heinley Stacia. He's been everywhere. Heinley Stacia, the shortstop. Let's count how many assists he has tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 assists and 2 putouts for Heinley Stacia. Now we need to get some runs. Let's keep it here. The kids from Regis are going to sing a barbershop quartet. Have they started yet? Yes. That's the barbershop quartet of 8th grade boys from Regis Middle School. We go to the home half of the 7th. A new pitcher for the swing. I'll tell you about him in a moment. 1-0 Quad City. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network. We have a new hurler for the swing. He's a former Big Tenor from Northwestern University, where he was a third baseman, Jonathan Mykrit. Mykrit. He spells his last name M-I-K-R-U-T. John Micret. 1-1 on the year. A 4.58 ERA. Micret has pitched in 17 games for the Swing. I think that's the highest total in the league. In 19 2/3 innings, he's only given up 12 hits. Micret has fanned 17 in 19 2/3, walked 8. The league is hitting a minuscule 0.64, or check that, 169 against John Micret. Right-hander, strike one call to Jordan Renz. Heart of the order for the Kernels here in the home half of the 7th, 1-0 Swing. There's a line shot hooking foul onto the grass slope seating berm. It puts Jordan in the hole, 0-2. John Micret. Maybe a find for the Cardinals. Bob Forsch certainly was. Bob Forsch was an infield shortstop here in Cedar Rapids. Became a 200-plus game winner, I believe, for the Cardinals, or at least 180 wins. Ball one as Renz checked his swing just in time. John Micret, 6'3", 195, signed by the Cardinals as a non-drafted free agent, and he misses high with a fastball. Micret works from the stretch with nobody on, nobody out, here in the bottom of the 7th inning, 1-0 Quad City. Jordan swings hard and misses. That's 1 out here in the 7th inning. The final line on the starter, Corey Meacham, 6 innings pitched. He allowed no runs on only 2 hits. Struck out just 1, walked 4, and threw 1 wild pitch. The best Colonel chance to score tonight came in the 2nd inning. Morris singled but was thrown out trying to steal second. Schlichting walked. Advanced to second on a wild pitch. Advanced to third as Stantrell Smith walked. But then the starter, Corey Meacham, got Mark Trumbo to bounce into a double play. Renz had a 1-out single in the 4th but was stranded. Stantrell Smith walked leading off the 5th but was picked off. And that's been it. Ball 2 inside to Dallas Morris. From John Micret. M-I-K-R-U-T. Ball 3 is inside. Dallas Morris, 1 for 2 tonight, has the count in his favor, 3-0. There's strike 1 to Dallas. Our hat goes off to Swing starting pitcher Corey Meacham. 6 shutout innings. Strike 2 on the outside corner, a fastball to Dallas Morris. If the Colonels can rally down 1-0 and win tonight, it would even our first half record at 20-20. Swing and a miss, and Dallas Morris fans. So this kid Micret from Northwestern has come on and struck out the first 2 Colonels here in the 7th inning. The batter, Travis Schlichting. Remember, our annual golf outing is set for a week from today. Noon start next Wednesday at Wildcat Golf Course in Shellsburg. Come join us for fun and recreation. The Colonel players will be golfing along with the coaching staff. To sign up for the golf outing with the Colonels, call Jessica Ferguson, 896-7608. 896-7608. Travis Schlichting fouls one off the chest protector of Brandon Yarborough, the catcher. Yarborough goes out to have a word with John Micret. Nothing Quad City, bottom of the 7th inning. We'll do our best to get as many scores wrestled up for you on the State Farm Major League scoreboard when the swing bat in the 8th. Swing and a miss by Travis Schlichting, and I'll be darned, John Micret is making a bid to strike out the heart of the Colonel order. That's doing something. Schlichting takes a pitch low, ball 2. Travis tonight has walked and rolled back to the mound, Corey Meacham. the starter threw him out his last time up. Schlichting with a pronounced open stance, bats from a low crouch. And swings and fouls one straight back. Boy, did Travis have a good cut at that one. Just want to make sure with Tony Regans that our scoreboard is up and running. It looks like it is. Actually, Tony may be seeing how some of the other Angel affiliates are doing, and there's certainly good reason for that. Towering fly ball into left center will be easy for Colby Rasmus. He's there and has it. Travis Schlichting flies to center. The Kernels go in order in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And after 7, the Swings still lead this game 1-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda. Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Keel Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odysseys. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Keel Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Keel Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, how can you differentiate one realtor from another? The distinction is clear when you consider the remarkable offer that Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty makes. Dick Ramsey's offer is unprecedented. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. That extraordinary pledge bears instant replay. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes, and Dick Ramsey will buy yours. For the best home buying or home selling experience in Cedar Rapids, turn to the home team. Skogman Realty's Dick Ramsey.
Number 13, third baseman, Daniel Nelson.
John Rogers back with you here at Veterans Memorial Stadium as Moose Mosebach is battling hard here tonight. This is the deepest Moose has gone into a game, top of the 8th, and he's ahead of Daniel Nelson 0-2. 1-0 Quad City here in the top of the 8th inning. Boy, it would be nice to hold the swing and get a win for Moose. He's pitched so well. Strike 3 called. Moose Mosebach carves up Daniel Nelson, the switch-hitting speedster leadoff batter. He's 0 for 4, and Moose Mosebach has recorded his 4th strikeout of the evening. Moose has not walked a batter. Man, is that impressive. Here's Jose Martinez taking strike 1, ball 1 inside a slider. Look good from here. State Farm Major League Scoreboard. Here in the 8th inning with the swing batting, a knee-buckling curve is a strike and evens the count to Martinez 1-1. State Farm Major League Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, and Gary Shubat. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Mosebach is taking less than 8 seconds between deliveries. He's found his stride, his rhythm. A knuckler down to the first baseman, Trumbo. It has all sorts of English on it, but Mark deals with the backspin, gloves it, steps on the bag. 2 gone here in the 8th inning. Let's begin in the American League. A final from Jacobs Field. The Indians blank the Royals 5-0. The Tigers have done it again as they shut out the Twins at Comerica Park 2-0. Jimmy Leland, you tell me a manager doesn't make a difference? He has turned that entire mindset around in Detroit. They're in the top of the 9th at Camden Yards, and the Orioles lead the Red Sox 4-3. Bottom of the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium, New York 4, Texas 3. The White Sox lead the Devil Rays in the bottom of the 8th at St. Petersburg's Tropicana Field 5-2. Ball 1 low and in to Colby Rasmus. Swing and a miss, strike one. Rasmus has 2 of Quad City's 6 hits. They lead it here in the 8th, 1-0. Later tonight, our parent club, the Angels, entertain the Blue Jays, and the Mariners take on Oakland at the Coliseum. A high pop foul off to the left, and it puts Rasmus in the hole, 1-2. In the National League this afternoon, the Rockies bowed to the Dodgers at Coors Field 3-2. They're in the bottom of the 7th at PNC Park. Pirates 4, Reds 2. Here's a long, deep drive, hooking foul. Way out of here, but foul by Colby Rasmus. In the bottom of the 6th inning at Turner Field, the Braves are ahead of the Marlins 2-0. Philadelphia is playing the Brewers at Miller Park, and the Phils lead Milwaukee 4-1, top of the 6th inning. A ground ball hit sharply through the right side, the 3rd hit of the night for the Cardinal first-round pick, Colby Rasmus. You can see why St. Louis is excited about this 19-year-old. He has a very, very good hitting stroke. He adds to his .293 average with his 3rd hit of the game. Nothing doing in the Kernel bullpen. The Kernels are counting on Moose Mosebach to try to get through this 8th inning and keep it 1-0 swing. Top of the 5th inning at Minute Maid Park, the Giants 7, the Astros 1. At Wrigley Field, they're in the bottom of the 1st, Cubs 2, Nationals nothing. That game must have been delayed by rain. No score, the Mets and Redbirds at Busch Stadium, bottom of the 5th. And the Padres and Diamondbacks will play a little bit later tonight at Chase Ballpark. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Randy Roth on a 1-0 pitch. Swings and misses. He took a home run cut, brother. And he walks all the way out of the dirt batting circle, trying to huff and puff. Man, he took a murderous cut at that Moose Mosebach pitch and missed it, 1-1. Ryan Aldridge is starting to work in the Kernel bullpen as Moose delivers low, ball 2 to Randy Roth. The swing about hit us 7-2, and they lead it 1-0 here in the top of the 8th inning. Oh, this big crowd would love something to cheer for on the... Here's a throw to first! Oh! How did the runner get back? Oh, brother! Oh! Colby Rasmus must have somehow either eluded the tag by Mark Trumbo or... Well, I don't... Maybe Mark missed the tag or he just... I don't know. He looked picked off from here, but he was safe, and another throw to first, and Rasmus gets back again, standing up this time. Ooh, it looked like Moose had that runner picked off to end the 8th inning. Roth takes outside, ball 3. I'll tell you what, you take the Kernel defense tonight, coupled with the pitching excellence of Moose Mosebach, and it should add up to a win. But the swing starter, Corey Meacham, was tough. Here's a line shot, hooking, foul. Onto the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion down the left field line. And it runs the count full to Randy Roth, the league's leading home run hitter. Swing starter Corey Meacham pitched 6 shutout innings. John Mykrit worked a 1-2-3 7th inning. 1-0 Quad City here in the 8th. The Cedar Rapids Golf Department is about to bring this crowd a lot of fun entertainment memories with their chipping contest. A couple of oversized 9-irons and a couple of large-sized golf balls along with a hula hoop target. The runner goes and ball 4 low and away. This may be a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation by Kernan Ronan. Yes, it is. Kernan Ronan is having a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation with Moose Mosebach. And that reminds us that you owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what your risk of heart disease is with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. Most importantly, it could save your life. Call Mercy Medical Center at 398-6821. 398-6821. Kernan Ronan has completed his Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart conversation with Moose Mosebach. Brandon Yarborough now at the plate. The Swing are trying to give themselves some padding, some cushion as they lead at 1-0, 2 on, 2 out, and Yarborough swings at a changeup and misses strike one. Well, no matter what happens, Moose Mosebach can hang his hat on this start. He has been fabulous. There's strike two to the left-handed batter. Ryan Aldridge will probably work the top of the ninth inning, whether the Kernels rally in the eighth or not. Will Moose come right after this left-handed batter? Yes, and a slider is lifted foul just to our left. It's still 0-2 to Brandon Yarborough. 1-0 Quad City. They have 2 on, 2 out in the top of the eighth inning. 66 degrees. Game time temperature was 73. The 0-2. Fouled straight back. Another good off-speed pitch by the Colonel right-hander. Remember, tomorrow evening's a Buck a Cup Thursday. 12-ounce draft beer, 12-ounce sodas, only $1. Slushies are only $1 tomorrow. 6:30 game time. The 0-2 to Brandon Yarborough. The runner goes, a smash into center. Kuhn will not get it. He short hops it. 1 run in to make it 2-0 Quad City. Well, you could see that coming. After Yarborough spoiled 2 two-strike pitches, he looped a soft liner into center. Brad Kuhn did everything he could to get to it, but he had to play it on the short hop. Did a good job to keep it in front of him, and Brandon Yarborough has made the Colonel climb a little steeper and tougher as he lines a single into center. Let's wait and listen to the hand these Colonel fans give to Moose Mosebach. We have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. Listen to the crowd as they salute Moose Mosebach's tremendous effort. And I'll stand by my assessment. What a great performance. I don't care that Yarborough got that hit on an 0-2 pitch. He didn't hit it hard. And Moose didn't walk a soul in his 7 2/3. That's how well Moose Mosebach pitched. This call to the Colonel bullpen is sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Mosebach leaves having surrendered in 7 2/3 innings, so far 2 runs on 8 hits, 2 of them here in the 8th inning. The Colonel right-hander struck out 4, and he walked none. Here's Ryan Aldridge. Ryan has posted saves in each of his last 3 outings, including Sunday's 2-1 Colonel win in Clinton. Aldridge pitched an inning in the 3rd against the Lumber Kings, allowed no runs, no hits, struck out 2, walked none. 22-year-old right-hander Ryan Aldridge from Middle Georgia College has come on to try to keep it a 2-0 game. Swing. Ryan Aldridge, 1-2 this year, with a team-high 6 saves, an ERA of 4.24. Ryan has a very good backdoor slider that he uses effectively against left-handed batters. He comes right after left-handed batting Bryan Anderson. A pop foul, back of the third base swing dugout. Dallas Morris tracks it down. Dallas had to go into the Swing bullpen, contend with a protective fence back there. He did all of that and gloved the foul pop by Bryan Anderson. Ryan Aldridge comes on in relief of Mosebach, makes 1 pitch, and retires the .321 batter on a foul pop to third. 1 big run for Quad City in the 8th, 2 hits. There were no Colonel errors. Quad City leaves 1 man aboard. Check that, 2 men aboard, and they've left 7. Well, we're about set to take you in to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Quad City has out-hit the Kernels 8-2, and they lead this ball game after 7.5, 2-0. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe. From me to you, a tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this. Right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
We have a new hurler for the swing, and it's a right-hander, Scott Vanderweg, V-A-N-D-E-R, capital W-E-G, Vanderweg. On in relief, John Mykrit did his job. He set the Kernel side down in order in the 7th. Stantrell Smith takes a healthy cut and misses the first pitch from the tall right-hander, Vanderweg. Breaking pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 2. Stantrell has drawn a pair of walks tonight. .263 hitter in 7 games. He steps out. Swing lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Breaking pitch is nubbed to the left side. Vanderweg fields it and makes a terrific fielding play to get Stantrell Smith. Oh, that ball would have been, or was, very susceptible to the possibility of a fumble or a misplay as Stantrell topped it to the left of home plate. The new hurler, Vanderweg, got to it and then made a good throw, and Stantrell Smith is gone, 1 out here in the Kernel 8th inning. Mark Trumbo at the plate. Lines one into right, but it's right at Chad Gabriel. Oh, brother. You talk about a piece of tough hitting luck. Mark Trumbo lashed it hard into right for the 2nd out of the inning. The Kernels have not had a hit since the 4th inning, a 1-out single to center by Jordan Renz. Man, this swing pitching staff has been very, very tough on us tonight. 2-0 Quad City. This has been a well-played game. Marco Albano takes high, ball 1. Marco had 3 hits last night. He's grounded to short twice tonight, and he swings and tips one foul into the mid of Brandon Yarborough. That evens the count to Albano. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 swing. Kernel's batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. Oh, it would be nice to rally and get this one. Late swing and a miss by Marco, strike 2. Scott Vanderweg is 1-1 on the year with 5 saves and a 4.50 ERA. This is his 15th appearance in 18 innings. He's given up 19 hits. A late swing and a miss, and Marco Albano fans, and the Kernels go quickly and in order in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, the offense has just been dormant so far for the Kernels. We'll have to hang in there and see if we can keep it 2-0 and take our shot at the swing in the 9th inning. After 8, Quad City 2, Kernels 1, or Kernels nothing, excuse me, I wish we had 1. 2-0 Quad City. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin Insurance Agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
1,901 here tonight. 1,901. The son of former Redbird and Pirate great Andy Van Slyke is going to pinch hit for the swing. A.J. Van Slyke will pinch hit for Chad Gabriel to start the ninth inning for the swing. And Andy Van Slyke's been a big part of the Detroit Tiger resurgence. He's on the staff of Jimmy Leland, and I'll tell you what, Andy Van Slyke knows how to play the outfield. He is a very, very good outfield instructor. Was a tremendous center fielder for the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals traded Van Slyke to the Pirates for Tony Pena back in the late 80s. A.J. Van Slyke, a left-handed batter. He went to the University of Kansas. That's the school that produced former Colonel catcher Brent Del Chiaro. Van Slyke's a left-handed hitter. And so far this year, A.J. is batting .235, no homers, 14 RBIs. Van Slyke looks just like his old man at the plate. Open stance, left-handed batter, like father, like son, chip off the old block, whatever you want to refer to it as. And A.J. takes outside. A.J. Van Slyke, the pinch hitter for the swing here in the ninth inning, 2-0 Quad City. Bryan Aldridge on the hill got the final out of the eighth. A fastball clocked at 88 miles an hour on the Bank Iowa speed pitch indicator, evens the count. 1-1 to the pinch hitter. Andy Van Slyke was a very sound fundamental player. And you're thinking, well, why did Jimmy Leland put him on his staff? Andy Van Slyke was the center fielder when Jimmy Leland won 3 straight National League Eastern Division titles in the early 90s. A.J. takes a backdoor slider just high for ball 1. Van Slyke batting 4, Gabriel. Chad was 0 for 3. The 2-2 from Ryan. Smoked fair past the diving Dallas Morris down the left field line. Van Slyke will settle for a single. An outstanding play by Stantrell Smith to get to that ball down the line. I thought Van Slyke would be at second after Dallas Morris dove to his right and just couldn't get a glove on that hot shot by the pinch hitter. So, A.J. Van Slyke is aboard here in the ninth inning, 2-0 Quad City. A.J. stands for, there he goes, a swing and a pitch foul. The hit and run was on as Luis Cotto fouled it back. Van Slyke, the pinch hitter, has 2 steals and 3 tries. 1,901 here tonight. Beautiful evening for baseball. 2-0 Quad City, top of the ninth inning. Fastball, strike 2 called to Luis Cotto. Quad City trying to even this series at a game apiece. Cotto with an extreme open stance, a wide stance. Waits as Bryan tosses over to first, and getting back safely, Van Slyke. Cotto had a pitch up out over the plate, and he hammered it foul into the screen. Yes, the Detroit Tigers are enjoying a resurgent, long overdue rebirth. I hope they pack them in there at Comerica Park. Detroit's a great professional sports town. Look out! Ryan Aldridge let one get away from him, and on an 0-2 pitch, he hits Luis Cotto. Well, now the door is wide open for the swing to sew this one up. First and second, nobody out. 99% of the time, when you hit a guy with an 0-2 pitch, bad things happen. Because you're one strike away from a strikeout, one strike away from getting him to hit your pitch, and then you hit him. Ryan Aldridge certainly didn't mean to do that, but now the Kernels really have their backs up against the wall. First and second, nobody out here in the ninth inning. Mark Trumbo, after conferring with Aldridge, flashes a series of signals to his right or to his infielders. The Kernels are wearing their navy blue caps tonight with red bills. Here's a throw to second, and Marco Albano has to reach high to glove it. His tag on Van Slyke was too late. Chris Howell is starting to do some calisthenics down in the Colonel right field bullpen. A.J. Van Slyke opened this inning as a pinch hitter and drilled a single past third. Luis Cotto was in the hole 0-2 and was struck by a pitch. Roulette bunts in the air over the head of Dallas Morris, foul ball. That was an exciting play as Dallas Morris was looking right down the mouth of the cannon, and Casey Roulette bunted over the head of the hard-charging Colonel third baseman into foul ground, strike one. I had a long argument with my cousin down in Florida when the DH was first introduced to baseball in 1973. My cousin at the time was going to KU Medical School, and he was going to 20-25 Royal games during Whitey Herzog's great reign there in Kansas City, and he loved the designated hitter. I countered with, I love these bunt situations. I think these are exciting plays to see if a guy can get one down. How do you defend it? Roulette bunts. It's a good bunt, and Aldridge throws to third, out. Big play by Ryan Aldridge. He probably either went on instinct or from a barking order by Brett Martinez. The bunt was too hard, and A.J. Van Slyke was thrown out. Pitcher Aldridge to third baseman Morris. Luis Cotto goes to second. Casey Roulette fails to lay the bunt down. He reaches on a fielder's choice, and that gives the Colonels some momentum back here in the top of the ninth, with the swing trying to add to their 2-0 lead. Daniel Nelson, switch-hitting leadoff batter, 0-for-4 against the Colonel departed starter, Robert Mosebach. Nelson takes over but low, ball one. Daniels batting left-handed. He steps out and takes a long look at his manager, Keith Mitchell, coaching at third. The 1-0 from Aldridge. Fastball darts downstairs, ball two. Chris Howell is now throwing in the Colonel right field bullpen. A light breeze, or a fairly substantial breeze actually, continues to whip in from left center field towards the first baseline. 2-0 to Nelson. Base hit into right center, and it'll load the bases. They're going to wave the runner home. Kuhn's throw has the runner hung up between. Now they throw to second, and a run scores. That's a botched play by the Colonels. A man in a rundown, and he's tagged out. Another man tagged, safe. And I don't know how to score that one. We'll listen to Al Gruwell, but a run scores as 8-2-4-5. I'm going to turn to Tony Regans, and Tony, nothing against Brett Martinez. He's a great defensive catcher. Shouldn't he have run the runner from third back to third? Okay. And that's something, again, this is why these guys are here. The Colonels will work on that. I don't know if Brett lost track and didn't know the guy was halfway between third and home and hung up. I'm just not sure why Brett Martinez decided to throw down to second. Kuhn's throw home had Luis Cotto halting halfway between third and the plate, and I'm not sure why Brett Martinez decided to throw to second. That runner was between second and third, and the Kernels recorded an out. The batter, Daniel Nelson, winds up at second base. 2 out here. There goes Nelson, swinging a foul off the mask of Brett Martinez. It's 3-0 swing here in the 9th inning. And believe me, when we're at home, this ball club is out for what's called early work for a 6:30 game at 1 o'clock. And they work on everything. Rundown plays, pop-ups, covering first base if you're a pitcher, backing up bases, throwing to the right base. It's much more than just rolling out the cage and taking BP. Here's a high pop foul drifting out of play down the third base side. Strike 2 on the batter, Jose Martinez. So, credit Daniel Nelson with a base hit. Credit Daniel Nelson, I believe, with an RBI. He went to second, and the play that got Casey Roulette between second and third went Kuhn to Martinez to Albano to Morris. Now here's a high drive to deep left at the wall. It is a 2-run homer, and the Swing have kind of iced this one up here in the 9th inning. A 2-run homer by Jose Martinez, his second home run of the year. Well, the Kernels hung in and battled hard tonight, but the Swing have broken away with a big 9th inning. And that 2-run homer by Martinez makes it 5-0. And here comes Bobby Magallanes, a U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen. It's tough for a closer to work in a situation where he's not closing, and that's not an excuse for Ryan Aldridge, but look what happens when you put a big leaguer out there as a closer to try to pitch from behind or in a tie game or protect a 6-run lead. Oftentimes they falter, and Ryan Aldridge did falter a bit tonight in the 9th inning. He gives way to Chris Howell. Ryan Aldridge goes 1 inning. He's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits. Aldridge struck out none, and Ryan walked none. And Chris Howell will come on with the bases empty and 2 away here in the 9th inning. The Swing now have out-hit the Kernels 11-2, and they lead the game 5-0. Well, Chris Howell struggled in his last outing. That was Monday in that 18-14 Clinton win over at Alliant Energy Field. Chris pitched an inning, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit, struck out 2, walked 2. Chris Howell, a stout right-hander from the University of Tennessee, wears his Red Sox up high, and Howell takes over here in the 9th inning. 5-0 Swing. They've out-hit us 11-2. Colby Rasmus makes a bid for his 4th hit and drills a pitch foul into the right field corner, strike 1. Just past the top of the hour. Glad you're with us tonight, enjoying the action here from the ballpark on 1450 KMRY, Cedar Rapids. The 0-1 to Rasmus. Just missed outside. Here's a fastball pumped in on the inside edge for strike 2. Chris Howell's 1-2. Wrapped fair past first. Mark Trumbo, a dandy play, throws to first low, and that'll be a 4th hit. You can't charge Trumbo with an error, and it's a hit for Colby Rasmus. Mark made a good play just to get to that ball behind the base, and then he threw off balance, hurried his throw a little bit, threw low to Chris Howell, and that's the 4th hit of the night for Colby Rasmus. And the 12th of the evening for the Swing. Trumbo made a very good play to his left to keep the ball on the infield, but then threw low in I think, a very fair scoring call by Al Gruwell, our official scorer. Al, I wasn't putting the jury box noose around you there. I know you listen over there, and I sometimes am too opinionated, but I agree with your call that was a base hit. Here's a little blooper into the first base seats by the number 4 hitter, Randy Roth. Well, it's been a ugly night for the Kernels. Quad City has struck for 3 runs on 4 hits. What did I tell you when Luis Cotto was hit by an 0-2 pitch? 99% of the time when you hit a guy with an 0-2 pitch, bad things ensue. Deuce is wild now. The 2-2 pitch is drilled foul off the railing of the swing third base dugout. Great to see all the folks still here from Regis Middle School. Boy, those kids have a lot of spirit. We'll be back in the community tomorrow at St. Matthew and at Bowman Woods with our reading program assemblies. A broken bat roller to Dallas Morris, and Dallas gobbles it up, feeds Marco Albano for the 5-4 putout of Colby Rasmus. 7-men bat in the swing ninth. They score 3 runs on 4 hits, no Colonel errors, and the Quad City leaves 1 man aboard. They've stranded 8. Here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Quad City 5, the Colonels nothing. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one.
Do you, Susan Smith? She says he's Florentine.
You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta. Authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you sing. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
Here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. This is not a save opportunity for Scott Vanderweg. Can the Colonels mount some sort of threat? It's asking an awful lot to come back from a 5-0 hole with 1 at bat left, but look what the Yankees did yesterday to the Texas Rangers. So it is within the realm of possibility. Brett Martinez swings on the first pitch and pops it foul off to the right. If you're scoring at home with us, Chad Gabriel was pinch hit for, and Gabriel, well, where's A.J. Van Slyke? A.J. Van Slyke is in left field. Yes, A.J. Van Slyke's in left, and Casey Roulette goes from left to right. There's that bugle charge sound. The first time I heard that was in the Houston Astrodome in 1965 when it opened. A friend of mine told me that they heard it in 1959 in the White Sox-Dodger World Series. Here's a swing and a foul, and Brett Martinez is in the hole 0-2. Good-sized crowd, most of them still here. Bottom of the 9th, the swing lead it 5-0. Brett Martinez battling on a 1-2 pitch, and he fouls it straight back. Brett's going to come out of this little tailspin he's in. He's been taking some very good, solid swings here tonight. So it's just a matter of Couple of more at-bats for Brett Martinez to start producing offensively. Ball 2 is high from right-hander Scott Vanderweg. Big gap in left center for Martinez as Rasmus shades him into right center. Ball 3, low and inside. Well, how about a walk to start this Colonel ninth inning? We'd take that, wouldn't we? Brett Martinez, line drive, base hit into left field. Martinez has been working so hard the last week with Eric Owens, and in most cases, well, I think in all cases, hard work pays off. Brett Martinez has the third Colonel hit of the night, our first hit since Jordan Wren's one-out single back in the fourth inning. And that's a start. Scott Vanderweg is from Lamar University down in Texas. He lives in Denver, Colorado. A Cardinal 33rd round pick last year, Vanderweg posted a 2-2 record with the New Jersey Cardinals. A 2.45 ERA in his rookie year of pro ball. He saved 4 games for the New Jersey Cardinals. Strike 1 to Heinley Stacia. Heinley's been quiet tonight at the plate, but brilliant in the field. Ooh, a fastball just missed low for ball 1. Martinez at first with the leadoff single. Yes, I know, those 3 runs the Swing scored in the ninth inning, but let's not look back. Stacia has a healthy cut and loops one foul into the net, strike 2. Ball, 2 strikes to Heinley. The Swing do not hold Martinez at first. Stacia grounds one to first. The first baseman throws to second, out. The shortstop to first, not in time. So Brett Martinez is forced. Randy Roth, the first baseman, to the shortstop Cotto. Cotto's throw back to the pitcher covering, not in time. Heinley Stacia reaches on a fielder's choice. 1 out here in the ninth inning. 5-0 Quad City. They've lowered the boom on the Colonels offensively. 12 out hitting us 12-3. Brad Kuhn, 0-for-2. Walked in the first. Lined out to the pitcher, Corey Meacham, in the third. Grounded out to first his last time up. Talking about sound effects here at the ballpark, they just did that Ayo, Ayo, and the first time I heard that was in the 1996 World Series at Yankee Stadium. And I don't care to remember it. Like the sound effect, but I'm not a big Yankee fan. My first year in the Midwest League, 1996, the big sound effect or the big song was the Macarena. People either loved it or despised it. Remember the Macarena? Ball 2 to Brad Kuhn. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the ninth, 5-0 Swing. Ball 3 is upstairs to the Colonel leadoff batter, or second hitter rather. Kuhn is batting second tonight. Bobby Magallanes has flip-flop station Kuhn 3 or 4 times this year. The Colonel Pep squad hasn't thrown in a towel. They're wearing their rally sombreros down below. Ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. Brad Kuhn walks, and let's keep the base runners filing down the first base line. As long as base runners are going down the first base line, the Colonels are alive and well here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Here comes Bryan Eversgerd, the Swing pitching coach, marching out to the hill. This Saturday is our first fireworks show. The game starts at 5 o'clock, and following the game, before it gets dark, Colonel players will be signing autographs for you on the field, and you can run the bases thanks to Velocity Sports Performance. You can also purchase a tennis ball in our Transair Quad City International Airport Launch-A-Ball promotion on Saturday evening. And then after the activities on the field, fireworks this Saturday. Our first fireworks show. For Kernel tickets, 896-7560. 896-7560. Jordan Renz, 1 for 3 tonight. Vanderweg way high with ball 1. A right-hander is up in the swing bullpen as Keith Mitchell doesn't want to let this one slip away. His team leads 5-0 in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Kernels have 2 on, 1 out. Jordan takes a breaking pitch, strike 1. The Kernels have posted a 10-6 record here at home this year, 9-14 on the road, and are playing Game 2 of an 8-game homestand. The 1-1 to the Kernels slugging outfielder. Low in the dirt, the runners try to advance, and thrown out at third is Heinle Stacia. And no criticism there, because that's the Bill Stoneman, Mike Scioscia philosophy, and at this level, yeah, it just burned us. But remember, the edict from the Angels is whenever you see a pitch in the dirt, you go. You go. Kuhn goes to second, Stacia thrown out, catcher to third, and I know a lot of people are grumbling, saying, oh, Rogers, get off of it. That was a bad base running play. It was not. Here's a drive into right center. Extra bases for Jordan Renz. Rounding third and scoring is Brad Kuhn. Jordan's headed to second. He's going to try it. No, he wisely holds on as he heard Bobby Magallanes say, stop, stop, stop. Jordan Renz has belted a RBI double into the right center field gap to make it 5-1 Quad City. Good to see Jordan with 2 hits tonight. Renz is at second with 2 out. And the batter, Dallas Morris.
Number 3, third baseman, Dallas Morris.
Sure, you want to make the right base running play in all situations, but you also have to remember that these fellas are being groomed to hopefully arrive on a major league field someday in the next 2 to 6 years. And I commend an organization that has a blueprint in place. The Kernels and the Angel minor leaguers just don't go out there and aimlessly play the game. They play it according to a philosophy that has been proven to be highly successful with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Strike 1 to Morris. Now Dallas lifts one foul off to the right, strike 2. Believe me, everybody wants to win every game. That's part of development too, but you also have to have a way of playing the game so that when you do make it to the big leagues or higher in the organization, you know what's expected of you. And the Angels have a philosophy, when there's a pitch in the dirt, you go. Sometimes that pitch in the dirt will stay at the feet of the catcher, like it did here in the ninth inning, and you're thrown out. But I'd say 8 out of 10 times when you go on a pitch in the dirt, you're going to make it. Heinle hesitated a little bit, and that did hurt. The 0-2 to Dallas Morris. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Quad City wins this one 5-1. In the ninth for the Kernels, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no swing errors, and the Kernels leave 1 and have stranded 3. 5-1 swing. We'll be back with the total highlights and more next on the Kernel Curtain Call here on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet's stream comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Get ready for summer and beat high gas prices with a pre-owned vehicle from Randy Keel Honda.
Their inventory is jam-packed with fuel-efficient vehicles designed to save you money. Get an economical sedan for your daily commute, or indulge your sporty side with a high-performance coupe. Randy Kill Honda carries a large selection of Honda certified pre-owned vehicles, backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty and 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Need to haul the entire family? For a limited time, you can get special financing on Honda certified pre-owned Odyssey. Whatever your driving needs, Randy Kill Honda has the vehicle for you. Visit Randy Kill Honda on Centerpoint Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now, with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Quad City evens this series at a game apiece as they use terrific starting pitching from their starter, Corey Meacham, who spun 6 shutout innings of 2-hit ball, and the Swing scored 3 in the top of the 9th inning to ice away a win. 5-1 Quad City. Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. I'm John Rogers, and the Colonel Curtain Call has us recapping this one. It was a scoreless game until the 5th inning. That's when Luis Cotto singled with 1 out. Casey Roulette, the number 9 hitter, swatted a double into the right field corner to make it 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Mosebach uncorked a wild pitch that allowed Luis Cotto to score with the first run of the game. They remained 1-0 until the top of the 8th inning. Quad City got a 2-out single from Colby Rasmus, a walk to Randy Roth, and then Brandon Yarborough dumped a base hit into center, scoring Colby Rasmus, and that made it 2-0 Swing. Quad City then sent 7 men to the plate in the 9th inning, scored 3 times off Ryan Aldridge on 4 hits, and led it 5-0 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. The Kernels did score a run as Jordan Renz, with 2 out, lashed a double into the right center field gap, plating Brad Kuhn, who had walked, and that helped the Kernels avert a shutout here this evening. Moose Mosebach pitched terrific baseball for the Kernels. 7 2/3 innings. He only allowed 2 runs on 8 hits, fanned 4, walked none, but the offense did not provide Moose with any type of support, and that's why the Swing won it tonight, 5-1. Here's the final line score for Quad City: 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 8. The Kernels 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. We only left 3 men aboard. Did hit into 2 double plays and had 3 men lost on the base paths. Winning pitcher was Corey Meacham for the Swing. He's 2-2. The Colonel loser, Moose Mosebach, is now 3-1. 1,901 saw the game, and it took 2 hours and 44 minutes to complete. We'll be back next up here on the Colonel Curtain Call. A complete look, or rather a listen to our PRC play of the game. This is Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Colonel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared at Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you Zio. Come to Zio Giano's for Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
The Colonel Curtain Call, segment number 2 on the cusp or on the heels of a Quad City 5-1 win, has us looking back at the PRC play of the game. PRC, the former Access Direct here in Cedar Rapids, is proud to support the communities where their employees live and work. And if you're looking for a job where you'll be a part of an amazing team that cares for your needs and gives you the ability to grow, visit PRC's website, www.prcnet.com. The Swing took a 1-0 lead in the fifth inning on a wild pitch by Robert Mosebach that allowed Luis Cotto to score. Casey Roulette went from second to third on the wild pitch. Roulette was at third with only one out in the fifth inning. Daniel Nelson, the leadoff batter, was at the plate for the Swing. Let's pick the action up there with our PRC play of the game.
Daniel Nelson, with the infield in now, has a chance to make it a 2-0 Swing lead. He corks one to short. Stacia backhands, throws home. Yes, in time! Out at the plate. What a big play by Heinle Stacia. As Daniel Nelson grounded one to the left side, to the left of Dallas Morris. Heinle Stacia backhanded it, threw off balance, right on target, and Brett Martinez put the tag on the feet first sliding Casey Roulette. He was out at the plate. It went 6-2.
And we chose that as our PRC play of the game. Heinle Stacia made 3 outstanding defensive plays at short this evening. Not enough offense, though, as Quad City captures Game 2 to even the series at a game apiece, 5-1 Swing. A job at PRC is a job you'll love. Their benefit package is known as Life Essentials. It includes a 401k retirement savings plan, medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, flexible schedule, casual dress, and a very great opportunity. PRC is proud to bring us our PRC play of the game. You just heard it. Heinle Stacia throwing out Casey Roulette at the plate to keep it a 1-0 game in the Swing fifth inning. Back in a moment and a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Colonel Curtain Call on the Colonel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and by Whirling Waters. Your chance to splash it up.
Our third and final segment of the Colonel Curtain Call here on this beautiful Wednesday evening with Quad City winning 5-1 has us checking all the scores on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Brad Dunn, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler. Let's begin in the American League. We have 5 finals. Let's begin with Camden at Camden Yards. Baltimore edged the Red Sox 4-3. That snapped a string of 14 straight Red Sox wins over the Orioles. At Jacobs Field tonight, the Indians crowned the Royals 5-0. The Tigers blanked the Twins at Comerica Park 2-0. In the Bronx, the Yankees shaded Texas 4-3. And the White Sox turned back the Devil Rays 5-2 this evening at Tropicana Field. Toronto and our parent club, the Angels, are just underway. Bottom of the first inning in Anaheim, no score, Blue Jays and Angels. And not underway yet, the Mariners taking on the Athletics in Oakland. In the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, the Dodgers this afternoon edged Colorado at Coors Field 3-2 Los Angeles. Tonight in Pittsburgh, the Pirates knocked off the Reds 7-2. Now they're in the top of the 8th inning at Minute Maid Park, and the Giants are pounding the Astros 10-1. Top of the 9th inning at Turner Field, the Marlins 3, the Braves 2. Milwaukee is leading the Phillies 7-4 at Miller Park, bottom of the 7th inning. At Wrigley Field, it's the Cubs 4, the Nationals nothing, top of the 5th. The Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th are ahead of the Mets 1-0 at Busch Stadium. And get this one, in the top of the 2nd, the Padres 9, Arizona 0 at Chase Ballpark. That's our complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Colonel Curtain Call, sponsored by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Shubat, and Brad Dunn. This series is even now at a game apiece as Quad City out-hit the Kernels 12-4 and dumped the Kernels 5-1. The Kernel first-half record is now 19-21, and this series is even at a game apiece after last night's Kernel opening 7-2 win. Tomorrow evening is a Bucket Cup Wednesday. Sorry, this was Wednesday, a Fairfax State Savings Bank Wednesday, Money Wednesday. Tomorrow is a Bucket Cup Thursday. 12-ounce draft beer, 12-ounce sodas and slushies, only $1. Bottled water and bottled soda, just $2. Please come out and meet me at the stadium. I can assure you, you'll have a memorable, fun, relaxing time. The gates open at 5:30 tomorrow for Bucket Cup Thursday. The weather's supposed to be great once again. We'll have the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show for you at 6:10 tomorrow evening. Our second interlude with Colonel hitting coach Eric Owens. We'll have the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show for you tomorrow at 6:10. Once again, this evening's final, Quad City 5, the Kernels 1. Thanks for joining us. This has been Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Here on 1450 KMRY Cedar Rapids, it's 9:30.